Aboshe, Karimis, Aboshe, Fontele, Mashuma, Handele, Masum, to Concord Karikis, Korakisa, Karimis, Manso Koshinan, is Hotel Mahambi Alakasha.
We can't. Our faith, remember?
Dry humping. Yes, dry humping, of course.
Cave cheese.
I wasn't a Boy Scout, but I had friends that were.
Yes.
Was they?
The dick soak method.
Bill? Anything? Beautiful.
Perfect.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to Critical Mass.
Oh!
Yeah,
This
you
is
are back.
Episode, what is it? What do we got?
2 of season 3.
Oh, that's right, because
Yeah.
I only did 1, and now I'm a part of season 3. So
Well,
You're
this
part of
is
the
really
show.
it's the genesis of a new era.
New era.
Yeah.
In what I like to call eardrum sex.
Yeah,
eardrum sex,
that's
Yeah.
right.
eardrum gangbang.
That's what we're doing
That's
now.
truly what it is.
There's
Thank
3
you
of
for
us.
that, Billy.
So, yeah, let's get started. I just have one thing I want to say, and then we can move on to, other things,
Okay, what do you want to say?
if I may. In the news, people in Las Vegas, Lady Luck wasn't with them. And I know that may be too soon, but it's true, and it's sad. And I just wanted to say that we thought about them. Thoughts and prayers do nothing, so send them money. But at the same time,
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that sentiment anymore.
What do you mean?
The whole thoughts and prayers thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even good enough anymore. Like,
Well, what's the thought?
Fuck
what's
you.
the
So
prayer
not
then?
do it anyway?
no, it's just
What's it gonna do?
during a tragedy when people are mourning, that's what you say to them. You let them know, hey, we're thinking about you, and
Right.
you still matter to us. Money's tight right now. We can't really send you a whole bunch, but we care about the issue, and we hope that everything turns out okay.
Well, I guess that's kind of what I was trying to say with.
If someone at your work, like lost a parent, and you're sending around that grievance card that like, hey, it's gonna be okay.
Everyone's signing it.
Everyone's
card.
signing it. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. So stop with this anti-thoughts and prayers bullshit.
But
okay?
prayers are nothing. Prayers don't mean anything. Thoughts, I'll give you thoughts.
Jesus.
The prayers might mean something to the people that are grieving, though. To you and I, it doesn't, but to them, it might.
Well, thank you for at least saying you and I. That makes me feel a little better.
Well, I'm just using logic here,
I-
and it hurts you.
I get what you're saying. Go fuck yourself. I get what you're saying in terms of that. I guess, and another thing is that people like, oh, we shouldn't talk about gun control right now, and I know we're gonna touch on that later. So I'll leave it at that. But it was annoying. Like, when do you talk about it? It's like
It's also fucking sensitive.
yeah, it's just like you're crying for my cold dead hands.
Okay, if you seriously talk about taking away guns, I'm gonna walk out of this room.
Exactly. That's not how you have a conversation, a healthy conversation.
You don't believe that though, right?
Taking away guns?
Right.
No, I don't. I believe
No,
in gun
that's
control.
ridiculous.
I believe in gun control, but I believe in the Second Amendment.
Which is using my right hand.
No, I believe in the Second Amendment. I always have. However, I believe it's not regulated properly, and I believe that we're not doing enough. My father's owned guns growing up. He's never gone out and shot someone, at least to my knowledge. I've never shot myself or my brother because my father would always say, you touch one of my guns, I'm going to show you what death is like.
Would it make a difference if they did or didn't shoot somebody?
Well, yeah, it would.
How so?
If my dad went on a shooting spree,
Oh, like insane. Just went on a rampage.
that's what I'm saying.
What are
Like,
the odds of that, though? I mean, I thought you talked about like self-defense or just pulled it out.
somehow the
He was
odds are
drunk
higher.
one night and murdered like
He's
one
used-
person.
he's
You're
used
talking
the-
about like 8,000 people in Times Square.
he's used
You know
a
what I mean?
weapon to protect himself and our home before, and I agree with that. I agree every American has that right. Absolutely. However, it's when we're giving these guns legally to people with mental disorders and there's no regulation around it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a problem. But I mean, we're going to get into it today. I don't want
Sounds like we're already into it.
Well, let's move on. Let's get to something a little more light.
It's about to get heated today.
Let's go to our vocab.
I'm nervous.
It's gonna be
Vocabulary.
good. Vocab.
I've been really stuck on this for a while. I've been hearing people say it, but I don't know what it means. If you could just tell me what a cervix is.
Cervix.
A cervix.
Do you mind if I
Seriously.
grab this one?
Touch on it.
Cervix. Cervix. Cervix
Nice.
is I believe that's a grocery chain in Florida.
Yes, it is. You're right. That's what it is. No, because I heard someone say it on Facebook, and I was like, "What? Cervix?
I think
What is a
it's-
cervix?"
Well, I think the aisles are very tight there.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So they can put a whole lot of aisles in there. Very slippery place, but it's very
It's like a labyrinth.
mostly clean.
It's a maze. People
very
get
much like a
lost
maze.
in there and just die.
But why is it that
Right? Aisle 36. I haven't
your-
been here.
your
This
old
was closed down.
your old girlfriend said something about their cervix hurting?
Yes, it's a term used when you're a shopper there.
okay.
That you go there so much it's hurting your wallet.
Got you. Okay.
That's what
Citizen
she
of
meant.
cervix.
Yes, exactly.
Kind of like a Floridian.
Yes, exactly.
So it's got nothing to do with the
Exactly.
9.
No, it's not. No, the 9.
Okay.
No,
All right. Well, good. Thank you for that.
you're welcome.
If Floridians are from Florida, what do we call New York? Just New Yorkers?
New Yorkers.
I think it's like, I think you have to
San
put that
San
on.
Diegans.
Fucking New Yorkers.
San
Yeah,
Diegans.
fucking New Yorkers. Fucking New Yorkers. All right, who's next?
Looks like
Rapier.
Rapier.
yeah.
Rapier. I was watching a movie, blindfolded,
Okay.
and
Which we've all
while I
done.
was trying to mind read a book.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really focusing on the movie, but I heard it.
Yep.
It goes Rapier, and I'm just like, oh man, I wonder what the fuck that was. I didn't have this blindfold on me,
Dan.
so I was wondering. I was hoping that I know one of you guys know it.
Rapier.
No, it's an old
Rapier.
farming equipment.
Oh.
It's used in you attach it to an ox or an oxen. And it kind of
It's like leather straps,
Yeah, there's definitely leather involved.
like Amish
yeah.
Stone Age shit.
A lot of people confuse it with like an old sword that a pirate would use, but that's wrong.
I don't know. I'm going to respectfully disagree with you.
Oh.
I thought like rapier was like a rating tool. Like you have like Donald Trump versus Bill Cosby. Who's rapier?
Oh. Well, did you mean adjective or noun?
Clever, Clarice.
Well,
Clever
Billy,
girl.
did you mean adjective or noun?
Noun.
Oh, see, that's where we differ.
Okay.
See, I guess
Look at that.
Adjective
Would be
who
yours.
Dan
is-
just comes out of the cut. He's on
Rape-
you.
yeah.
He is always
He
rating
always
you.
is. All the
Always.
time. He's always on me.
I love this relationship
Yeah.
where you're just you guys just like I hate you too, and you guys look at each other and you're like,
Did you see that text conversation last night? Like,
I think I ignored it.
that went from like
Continued on.
that went from like anger to I love you.
Oh man, don't even get me started on last night.
Oh God.
I think we're
I love how your vocals are still peaking. Let's continue.
Yeah, we
let's,
need one more,
another
don't we?
vocab here.
all show long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touch
That's
it.
me.
Do you have a vocab?
I do have a vocab.
Yeah, let's do this. Jesus.
You can't even fucking remember.
My vocab. I heard
Idiot.
this. I heard this term. There were a bunch of people congregated in a hallway, and they said, "She so ratchet." The ratchet. I don't understand. What
Clearly
does
that
that
means
mean?
good with a wrench. Clearly.
That's what I was gonna think. I thought it was a dental tool.
Did I do this again? Just a shitty vocab word?
Yeah, you did, but that's okay. It's just hard to kind of define something because that's more of a slang term. You know what I mean?
Don't feel too.
I've-
Rapier was on the.
I remember being
verge, too.
put out by the dentist, under anesthesia.
Yeah.
And the last thing I heard was ratchet. So I was like, oh, that must be a dental tool.
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought with you being
kinda
out of the
zoned out
dentist
for a
office,
second.
we
I
were going to
didn't
go
really-
rapier. Who was rapier?
yeah.
The dentist or the dental?
I think we gotta give it to how he mixed that up though. That was pretty clever.
Thank you.
Who's
Thank you.
Rapier?
Very good. Very good. Okay. So
Well, now that our fan base has completely turned this off,
completely.
Right.
let's introduce our guest today.
Yes. Who is our guest?
Our guest's name is
Who is
Jay,
this guy? Jay.
which stands for Jose.
Jose.
And now Jay is an avid sports fan.
Yep.
He's gone to college with me and with some other people.
Sure.
He's done the college life. He knows sports well.
I mean,
and-
he's sitting here. Do you think he can fucking talk about
no,
himself? I
no.
don't
This is
know.
what we do. We tell lies about the person while they're sitting here.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
He's also killed a few people with a gun. So
okay.
We'll get
that's
to
kind
that.
of why
We'll get
he's
to
on
that.
the show.
Perfect.
Gonna
So he
touch
knows
that.
what it's
Spot
like.
on.
Yeah. So
Hey,
Jay,
Jay.
welcome.
Whoa.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Let's bring him out. We should have like applaud sound effects, like when people come out onto like a late night show.
A day crescendo.
There you go.
Where it gets louder
And then
That's
louder.
that's a crescendo.
and phase. Isn't it a day? What,
A day crescendo goes down. Yeah.
You know, it was in the back of my head. I'm just like, I hope I don't.
That's all
fuck-
right,
They're
buddy.
not gonna know this.
Yeah.
I forgot the order. I really didn't. I was just like, I'm just gonna.
Dan,
He's
you're
not gonna know
like-
this.
Dan, your levels are peaking.
Yeah, it's
Dan,
because
your
I
levels
laughed.
are
And you
peaking.
notice I went back like this.
I want you to eat
Yeah.
a dick. So Jay, thank you for coming.
Yay, Jay's here.
If you could do me a favor, tell us why we're here. We have a topic today. We discussed it with you before. What's our topic, Jay? What are we here to talk to you about? What are you here to talk to us about?
Well, first I want to say I'm glad I finally made it on the show.
Oh yes.
Yes, as
God,
are we.
his voice is so pleasant. In these
It's
headphones.
so pleasant.
'Cause he's like he rarely talks. I mean, he hasn't spoken at all.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's-
shut up so he can speak.
That's very true. No, but Jay, I do want to point this out. You are one of our biggest fans. You've listened to every single episode.
Every single show.
Yeah. The only other
More
guy to
episodes
do
than
that, well, he passed away and we made a ton of money
Rest
off
in
of him.
peace,
We made a
Rob.
ton of money off that episode about the guy who passed
Close
away
enough,
listening to
yeah.
our show.
Great.
Rob, you're missed. Anyway, so Jay, tell us, what are we here to talk about today?
We're going to talk about some sports. It's going to be sort of a hodgepodge. Sports, we're going to get into the guns a little bit, which I don't really know too much about. I'm not a gun owner, but
Okay.
Hodgepodge. Yeah.
Little
then,
life after
gun
college.
yeah,
Yeah.
life maybe a little bit before too. The confusion that goes on there,
Yeah.
high school.
The origin
racket.
of Jay. Let's just start from the beginning. Fucking 5-hour episode. Here we
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's get a little bio.
Surprise.
I'm good
Yeah.
with it.
I'll tell you what. Let's just get a few points out on the gun thing. We get it out of the way, and we move into the fun stuff.
Well,
what do you say?
because the gun topic, it's hot. We get hot.
I know,
Everybody's
but let's just say our piece, get it, and then be done with it.
Ooh, nice.
That was,
I know.
that was
All
well
right.
done.
I like
Okay,
calling it
go
that,
ahead. Who
too.
wants to go first?
All right, here's the deal.
Okay.
I'll
We
just say what I gotta say, and we'll let Jay kind of round it off if he feels like it at once we've said our piece again.
Okay.
I'm rambling.
Go ahead. Go. We're listening.
The Second Amendment
Second one.
was created when there were no such things as bombs, missiles, semi-automatic weapons,
Automatic
etc.
weapons.
I like this direction.
So the founding fathers, the language in which they wrote it, they couldn't even conceive of a weapon that we have today.
We're
Secondly,
reloading muskets.
right. So the question
Paper
begs,
wads and
okay, would they have changed it at all? And if you're one of those people that believes that we need these weapons so that we can form militias and fight against a tyrannous government, you're batshit crazy because
Yeah.
the government has fucking nuclear weapons. So unless you can get your hands on some nuclear weapons, you do not stand a chance against not only our government but other governments. So the whole idea of having a militia to fight for the citizens against a tyrannous government doesn't make any sense. You're going to lose that battle 10 times out of 10.
Every
what,
time.
So what about homeowners owning guns?
That's a different topic. That's a whole different thing.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
Well, no.
Now,
so
if you want to have a
it's the people that think that they can.
Takes
If
it all the way
if I
to
may,
fucking
Dan,
nuclear weapons and shit.
Well, no, it's
invading
about-
other countries.
the reason we have the Second Amendment is so the government can't overthrow the people. So we can arm ourselves as people to fight a corrupt government. Dan's point is, if we have a corrupt government, how the fuck are you going to fight them now? Look at the U.S. government. They have nukes. They have tanks. They have planes. What's your little handgun going to do? What's your AR going to do against that? Nothing. You're going to die. So having your gun and saying, "Oh, it's in case the government tries to or we want to over,"
Right.
you're going to
Yeah.
lose every time.
We're helpless against all that.
Yeah.
That-
Exactly.
There's
when
no
it
way
comes
to stop that.
home ownership, like to protect your home, Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a whole different
Different
theory
topic.
altogether, and
what
I
you
can
did.
understand why someone would want to do that. I don't personally feel that way, but I get why they would, and I don't think that's the reason why the Second Amendment exists. But if you want to alter it so that it does, fine, I'm okay with that, and I think most politicians are. I think the issue comes down to when people on the left simply say, "Hey, can we have a discussion about it?" and then people on the right go, "No, there is no discussion."
No, because the NRA will stop giving us money
Yeah.
There it is. Money.
every time.
And the other
Every time.
the other big problem that I just kind of want to mention is that these are laws left up to the states. So when people cite how violent Chicago is, even though they have one of the highest gun laws in the country, like the most gun laws, yet they have the most gun violence, it's because those guns are brought in from out of state. There's very, very few states that have border patrol. Okay, you can bring guns
If any.
illegally.
Just as easy as going to Pennsylvania and getting some fireworks.
Precisely.
Boom.
Right.
I think
It's-
that's the best way I've
that's
ever
what
heard
it
it
is,
said.
grandma.
That's the
Well,
best.
some grandma.
Yeah.
The bag of oranges and like the front seat. I don't know.
There's a giant black market for illegal guns. I mean, look at how quickly people on the right and the left came together to say, okay, we got to get this bump stop thing gone. You know what I'm talking
Bump
about?
stop?
Bump
A bump
stop.
stock.
Bump.
Bump stock.
Like bumps?
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Do you know what that is? It's a device that you can buy, and it ranges in price from $100 to a couple thousand, depending.
Oh.
That's what
and it
stock.
allows your semi-automatic to pretend it's an automatic.
what
To
the Vegas
essentially
shooter
behave
had.
like an automatic weapon.
What was that, Jay?
That's what the Vegas shooter had.
Yes.
Which, by the way, the Vegas shooter was shot from our room where me stayed in the room that he was shooting from
Wow.
when we went to Vegas 2 Marches ago.
How do you know that?
Because they released the room number and
135.
yeah, that was our room.
Do you still have the email for the hotel room when you purchased it?
I don't, but we can ask Cap when we go over
Yeah,
there
I like
later.
where Billy's going with
No,
this.
no, ask Captain when we go
Send
over
him a
there.
text.
Get a frame.
Hey, we're on the air for like hour 30 minutes. He'll get back to you.
Yeah.
I want to get to the bottom of this. I mean,
have
that
the
is a
text.
bold.
I
You know
have
what
the
I mean?
text right here.
I'd be boasting that too, but
Yeah.
gotta have a right to do it.
And if
This
there
is
if there's
Do you want me to
simply
read the text? I
Yeah.
got it right here. Anyone else find it a little weird that the Las Vegas shooter used our room? Floor 32, room 135. I'm pretty sure that's our exact room.
That's from.
That's from. Then holy fuck, no way. This is people's
got it.
response.
Definitely has the. He definitely has.
yes,
the proof.
he does.
Yeah, and that's from him.
Not
That's
a
a text
shadow
I
of a
got from
doubt.
him.
He's got it in paper form.
Oh
It's in
my
a manila
God.
folder.
Yeah.
It's
It's tattooed. I
You
thought.
gotta
He
bump.
said-
You gotta bump back and bleep that too.
I even read
about
the
that
room
one.
description. It's the same room. That's his text.
if he
anyway.
never texted me an entire year and just texted me that,
So do you guys think you'll get a discount on that room again or what?
Oh yeah. That's what
Did
goes, well, we'll get a discount next time. That room.
you know what? Why don't you put us in this room?
Right.
That room will probably be booked for the next 10 years
That room's
straight.
Yeah.
probably
maybe.
gonna be
freaking-
used like next Monday. It's probably another week. If
Yeah.
not, it's already lemony fresh. You know what I mean?
True. Knowing Vegas and how they do shit. Absolutely.
You get a crew in there and clean that whole place out in 5 hours. New carpet, new everything,
Oh yeah.
furniture
Oh, yeah.
and all.
Absolutely. Dan, did you finish your thought?
Well, just the last thing is, again, a gun enthusiast, a gun right, pro gun person would say, okay, it says literally shall not be infringed upon. And that's the little snippet they take away, that it's a slippery slope.
I got to retort to
because
that.
if we allow the people on the left to take away a little bit, then eventually they'll be able to find a reason to take away all of it.
Well, remember, Obama was going to take all the guns away in
Right,
the first
okay.
4 years.
And I understand that if it's something that's very important to you, you don't want that to happen. And so you really do, as far as a negotiating process goes, stand your ground. You know what I mean? You have to say, no. If I allow you to start doing this, of course it'll lead to that. So I get that logic. My point is, the Supreme Court at some point said there has to be a limit to what a person can own.
Well, yeah, there
Right?
has to be. We're in a
Otherwise,
civilized civilization.
so right there, the Supreme Court has already infringed upon it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why are we even having the discussion? The slippery slope has already begun. Otherwise, you would be allowed to legally own bombs and missiles. I mean, I actually do know, I don't know people, I know for a fact people own tanks. Now, they can't put artillery in the tanks.
Why do they own...
Who owns tanks?
Plenty of people do.
You know what I mean? Just like
The good
weird, I
old,
know.
old boys living in the middle of fucking nowhere, taking turns on their sister. Typically,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it's not like some like criminal degenerate is gonna have like 5 tanks in his backyard.
Right.
true.
But my point is, where's the ceiling? Where do you stop? Where do you say, okay, enough is enough? A person doesn't need that.
Honey, I got this missile.
Right. And so
I bought a missile.
So to essentially, quote unquote, common sense people on the left, they would say that no one needs a semi-automatic weapon. You don't need it to hunt, and you don't need it to defend your home.
Until the zombie apocalypse happens. And
Right.
then you're not fucking bitching whatsoever.
Well-
you know what I mean? Because it's coming.
Okay, so
You
Dan,
guys know it's coming.
Dan, I love everything that just came out of your fuck hole in your mouth.
That is rude. That
Very
is rude.
nice. But
I felt
so,
kinda good.
Bill, something I've always loved about you is that you straddle this line. I've never seen a person straddle the line as much as you do in terms of conservative and
Progressive or liberal?
liberal.
I have no idea. I've never really given it any thought.
But the way you talk and your points are very much you have conservative points, you have liberal points. You're right fucking down the middle.
Bill is on a horse, and his left boot is red, and his right boot is blue.
Exactly.
Except
So do you
that
think
should
I
be
believe
reversed.
in to have both those I mean, I don't even know.
Well, because
What do I do that is liberal? Which, I mean, by like social media, I don't want to be liberal.
by
It's like a bunch of pussies.
well, I'm a liberal. He's a
That
liberal.
statement alone makes
this
you a
right here, this is
conservative.
why I don't like the whole label shit, because I'm going to say that, but it's not really
But that's the
important.
thing,
I'm
you're
just
not.
kind of thinking how I am,
But you're not.
what I
You're
believe in. I'm just
you're the
winging it,
middle.
man.
Will
I'm
you
just winging
stop
all.
putting baby in the corner?
fuck you. I said middle. How many fucking times I gotta say middle? How many times I gotta say it? I say with when we've gone out and partied and done lots of fun things when we party, like
Perfect.
bars, stuff like that.
Right.
You're definitely more of a liberal.
You were definitely just walking on a
Yeah.
fucking line right there.
So,
You know what I mean?
Well, no, yeah,
I mean, going
I-
to bars and stuff like that.
Right,
and
right.
You're on more of you're on the liberal side of things. However, your work, what you do, kind of is more. I would say like more on the conservative side.
Because
you
of
like
my
your
job?
Yeah, like money, union, that whole. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like,
Yeah, that shit makes
do you
sense.
see what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I think you're digging yourself into a hole, but I did agree with your original kind of idea that you can't really put a label on Bill.
That's what I'm trying to say. There's no label for
I
you.
just don't like it because it always ends up in this. Well, no, we're just talking about it. We're just talking about it. You know what I mean? Just like fuck your mother.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm
Too much pressure.
I would love your view on this whole gun thing. What is Bill's view? What's the Beej gotta say? That's what I'm kind of building
When
up
you guys
to.
touched that earlier, and I was just like, man, I don't even know where to start with that. Because if I say that, and this is gonna rise. And that I'm just
No, I
honestly
mean-
that whole shit. I know there's a whole mixture of just like there's a conspiracy theory. There's 2 gunmen. There's 12 gunmen. Shots came. A bullet hit a propane tank a block over. I mean, that could have been a ricochet. I know there's a whole bunch of shit going on, but I mean,
But like, what are your
here's
thoughts
the
on
thing with the
guns?
news. If you don't watch the news,
Yeah.
you're not informed. If you watch the news, you're misinformed.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I
You
can
know what I
agree
mean?
with
So
that.
I'm just like,
I can agree with that.
I'm just gonna do me.
But what do you think
I
about
got enough
guns?
shit on my plate to.
How about across the country, Bill? If there were a law stating that there had to be background checks for every person that wanted to buy a gun, and a
Mental health
2-week
checks.
mental health check as well, and a 2-week waiting period, how would you feel about that?
I'd feel better about maybe a 6-month or a year waiting period
Okay.
Oh wow.
after application gets processed.
Oh wow.
I mean, Texas, all you need to have is a driver's license.
See, that's my
You
problem.
walk into Dick's
Right.
and buy a handgun,
That's my problem.
Yeah.
a big one, like
Florida,
a $3,000 fucking
Texas, Arizona,
Desert
Nevada.
Eagle.
Okay, so we're on the same page. Because but that's how you truly feel, like a long waiting period, psychological evaluation.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think everybody should be able to get a gun. Clearly, an ex-felon that murdered somebody, or a witness disappeared. Now he can.
Right.
Not those kind of people.
And again,
exactly.
And again,
rules.
the argument
regulations.
against
Yeah.
that is that
Don't take them away.
you can make a
no.
law, but criminals will find a way to circumnavigate the law.
I say make it more lenient,
Make what more lenient?
as in as if all right. So all the way up top, cleanest person you can be. Buy
Yeah.
a gun, no problem. All the way bottom, criminal mastermind. Clearly, we do not want to give that guy a gun.
Right.
So the levels. So
Well, that
the cusp is right in the middle. Let's say let's push it down a little bit. Let's allow a little bit more.
Okay, you're saying so just because the guy may kind of look like scummy doesn't mean that we shouldn't give him a gun.
I'm saying it's kind of like they took away booze, prohibition,
right, and that's a fair
violence,
point.
all that
Sure.
by legalizing it. Oh my
Right.
God.
legalizing and
There's like
regulating
whole
it.
mobsters. They're like, oh well, we got to get out of this business and
Right. Because the
different
more
way to
you
kill
make
people and
something
make money.
illegal, the
Yeah.
more people are going to want to do it.
No, I see exactly what you're saying. I definitely see exactly what you're saying, but I go back to your point about people like criminals and stuff like that. Barack Obama, sorry, I loved him. I don't really give a fuck about anyone else's opinion.
Okay, gee, he's always so cruel.
I know.
And the children that
You
he
didn't say
bombed?
anything.
I-
You know what I
well-
mean? So Barack Obama, fuck you guys. I'm going to talk about him anyway. Fuck you. You know? Come on.
He said he had an issue in a speech he had about guns, and he said, "I have a real problem with the fact that we have a no fly list, people that aren't allowed to be on airplanes."
Right.
However, he said there's no correlation between that list and them not being able to get guns. You can actually get a gun if you're on a no-fly list.
Yeah.
Barack Obama said, I have a problem with that, and he tried to create legislation. And the right, who is in the pocket of the NRA,
Yeah.
was like, no, we're not doing that. They have a right to guns, too. And he's like, they're not allowed to fly on a plane for a reason. Why the fuck can they get a gun?
Why would we give him a gun?
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, somebody has to do something pretty heinous.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
no, you can
Do you
never
know
fly
what
into our
the-
country. You got to row a boat. You know?
Do you know
4
why the
months.
NRA was created?
yeah.
Anybody?
No.
Money.
The NRA was created so that Civil War soldiers could come home and learn how to use their guns to hunt. That was it. It was self-sustainability.
Civil
That's
War.
Yes.
It's been around that long.
Yes.
Oh,
it
yeah.
has.
I didn't know that exact
That's all it
fact,
was.
but it's been
So
around
it was
for a
like
while.
a hunting club?
Yes,
when
it
first
was.
started?
It was just an
That makes sense to
organization
me.
to help soldiers learn how to hunt with their rifles.
Became
That's
one
it.
of the largest
I like to
lobbying
imagine it
groups.
started with one guy who was just a guide.
Yeah.
He started when he was a child. His grandfather taught him father. They died. There's a whole war story. And he knows the woods and he goes home. He's like, I'm going to fucking make money off of guiding people through these woods to kill some shit.
Yeah.
I like that.
But
That
when
should
they
be a
learned
movie.
that they could scare the public into thinking that the government was going to come and take their guns, they saw gun companies' profits spike. As soon as you tell the public that something bad is going to happen and their legislation is going to change, they're going to lose their guns, gun profits absolutely spike.
Look right after Vegas at the stocks for the guns. Right there. Doesn't
Boom.
that makes you
Every
sick?
single mass
Makes me
shooting in
s-
this country, there's a correlation
sick.
between the violence and then all of a sudden a giant spike in gun
Mm-hmm.
purchasing. So the gun lobbyists know that and the gun companies know that. So what they do is they continue to pump fear into the NRA members to thinking that you got to give us money because we're here to protect your guns and they're coming to get them. Not a single politician has ever said, yeah, you know what? We're coming to get you guns.
Yeah, never. That one guy, there's a fun video online where the guy's like, well, you know, Mr. Or President Obama, you said you're coming to get guns. And I loved his response. He goes, I did? When? When did I?
Yeah.
When did I ever say that? Because I didn't. I just believe in common sense.
Find
gun
the
control.
tape.
He said
Did
flat.
he?
Yeah, he said no. He never said it. There is no tape. There's nothing that ever exists that he said that. Barack Obama flat out said, "I told this man, I want you to keep your guns, but I think that there is an okay way for us to have common sense laws to keep all of us safe." That's
I
all
think
I'm
Jay
saying.
was telling me that same exact thing last week. Weren't
Yeah,
you,
Jay, how many
You know what I
children
mean?
have you killed accidentally with guns?
Yeah, exactly.
Like long range rifles?
I mean, do we want to get
I
specific?
don't want to get
or-
in too close. It
Yeah.
gets more intimate the
Oh my
closer you
God.
get.
So, Jay, what do you think? Let's touch on your thoughts.
Well, I'm not a gun owner. I know some people who own guns, but
Oh.
I have no desire to own a gun.
Karate.
Do you, because you're such a nice guy, do you like have Nerf guns at your house so in case someone comes in, you could still shoot them, but you're like, just hey, it's
Yeah.
more like a warning, buddy.
Kill
Might
them
as well
with,
have a
fun.
rape whistle.
Yeah.
kill 'em with kindness.
You know? I think that is just as effective against a burglar as a Nerf gun would be.
A rape whistle?
Yeah,
Yes,
just-
of course.
Someone would break into Jay's
Throw
house, and
suction
then
cups
Jay
at the
would
guy
go,
with a gun or a knife.
here, do you want a cup of coffee?
Hey, you
Oh my
need
God,
water
rapes
or
your
something?
entire family. You're just like, bah, 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 bah. It's just like hitting him with suction cups. None of them stick. As he's thrusting, he's like, really, guy?
Really?
He's like, I'm going to
Screaming.
reload. I'm going to try this again. Bah!
I guess when I've ever thought about guns, the only thing I've ever really thought is a gun is one of the best inventions ever because it literally does what it's meant to do.
You're right.
But for
Hey,
for that reason alone, it's one of the worst inventions ever.
Well,
Because it
You're
does what it's
I
supposed
agree,
to do.
and that's what I hate. People like I got into it on the FB with a guy, and the guy was like, "Well, you want to ban assault rifles? Well, then you should ban trucks and cars because those kill people too." So my response is very simple: why was a car created? What's the point of a car?
To travel.
Point A to point B
Thank
more
you.
efficiently.
Was it created to kill people? You can kill with it though, right?
Right.
If the wrong people get behind
You can kill with a can of
Exactly.
soup.
Exactly.
So now we're going to talk about regulating it.
So I'm like
Right.
guns.
So it exists and other people can prosper for it.
Exactly.
Not everybody's supposed to have it.
But with a car, you have to get a license, right? You have to take multiple tests.
You have to
You
get
have
it
to go to
registered.
DMV
Get
like
it
3
registered.
times.
You have to have insurance.
even if it's for
But in Texas,
5
what can
years,
you do?
it's-
But in Texas, what can you do?
Get your driver's license, go buy a fucking gun.
Thank you.
But I mean, there's a lot of felons and a lot of people that did time there, and they can't. They can't.
But what
touch
about those poor people, Bill, that don't have a driver's license because they never learned to drive? Can they simply use any form of ID to get a gun?
it? I think you can get just like an ID, just like we can.
Right.
I think every state has that.
I love
Kinda
it.
like a, what do they call it? Classified.
So when we go to break, we'll
one
be
of
going
those,
down
yeah.
to Texas
And getting
and
guns.
getting guns.
Yes,
quick.
I wanted to give my final thought on the guns.
Okay.
And then let's go to break. Because I already said a lot, so I'm going to keep this succinct.
Okay, but to improv a little, can you do it literally in the vein of Jerry's final thoughts?
No,
Oh,
sorry, I don't
wow.
remember.
No
him.
fun.
I don't remember.
Who's Jerry?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Springer.
Springer. Jesus
No,
Christ.
that's what
Jerry
I
Springer's
thought.
final
Was that
thought?
like a Seinfeld reference?
No, it's
No,
Springer.
Jerry Springer
Jerry
final
Springer.
thought? Remember how he would have this like really well written like final thought at the end of each shitty... No, you're still thinking Seinfeld. This guy.
Springer.
Oh,
Jerry Springer? The...
Jerry Springer.
Where they would
No,
fight
don't.
each
It's
other.
not his voice.
The fucking glasses.
I can't stand.
What?
You told her, and the lie detector says,
Yeah.
you're fucked.
Yeah.
Let's bring her out.
That's the one.
Let's bring her up.
What?
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Well, she is here today.
So my final thought is very simple. If you want a gun to protect your family and yourself from home invaders, you feel that you need that extra layer of security, fine. And with waiting periods, licensures,
A law-abiding
classes,
citizen.
a law-abiding citizen should
up.
have every
Follow the
right.
rules, have all the freedom.
Exactly, should have every right to a gun. I cannot stand these people that post these photos of their guns and these fucking like I'm at the shooting
There's a
range.
whole,
Yeah, it's
there's
their
a whole
profile.
culture with it, though.
It's their
There's a
profile
whole
picture.
culture.
It's
You know,
like-
it's just like collecting Pokemon cards.
Except for the Pokemon
You know
cards
what I mean?
can't
But it's
literally
like
kill
these
someone.
things that I own that I collect that, and most of them they have such a respect for their, you know,
Yeah.
their tools or their.
I just
This is my rifle.
Yeah,
You
see,
know?
this is
It's
why
like,
Bill's here
you
to
know.
keep you in check as well, because now you're getting personal on people.
well, I'm just
He always
saying.
gets so,
it's
like,
so
cruel.
He is
it's
cruel.
Fucking, it's stupid. As far as I'm concerned, it's get a
Right
new hobby.
at the start of L's episode when we're talking about unions.
Yeah.
Right? He's just like, fuck unions. I just can't wait to talk about this. I'm just like, what?
And then-
And the first statement when L comes in, the first efficient thing for the episode that he said, right? Rick was like, oh fuck.
yeah.
I,
Rock's like, oh, all right.
Man, I
Well, I didn't know
say
that.
a word.
Meh.
yeah, I know, and yes, but I guess it's like I will own a gun someday. I know I will end up buying one. I will have one in my home. But this is the way I see it is simply this. It's going to be in my home. It's going to be locked. It's going to be somewhere. Even though it's locked, I'm going to have access to it.
That's what I'm saying.
No one's going to know about it. I'm not going to tell any of you about it.
All those
It's-
people that you hate with those pictures of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said it was a culture, they all have that respect for that. They got that shit locked up.
I think Chris Rock was
You know what I
pretty
mean?
spot on. I
Yeah.
liked his idea. You guys remember his idea?
that bullets should be super expensive, but
Super.
guns should be super. When I
And
get the
the
second
American
mortgage on
flag
my
shirt.
house, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
He's like, there'll be no more innocent bystanders because every bullet is so expensive that you will fucking shoot your target.
Right.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, and you may even go
stop
to
making
the
ammo
Raise
so
prices
cheap.
in ammo.
yeah,
Yeah.
raise prices on ammo. Keep the prices.
That way you're
same
like,
as-
if I'm
I
gonna
like
pull this
that.
trigger, it has to be worth it.
I mean, like that makes sense. I'm gonna sleep on it, but
Yeah.
I feel comfortable saying that I'm gonna sleep
Thumbs
good
up.
on it.
Thumbs up from Bill.
exactly. Well, very good, very good. Jay, you have any final thought before we go to break on guns? Because we're gonna move on after the break.
No, I'm good.
All right, so I've been counting his words, and it's 32 words.
All right.
Please, in
So we got
post,
some
please add in gunshots before we go to break.
Sure. Gunshots right here now.
Click.
All right, we'll be right back. Critical Mass can now be found at the 8o'clockstop.com. That's the 8o'clockstop.com. We're there with the Hypothetically Speaking podcast as well as 3 Dicks Picks podcast. check us out there. That's the 8o'clockstop.com because everything starts at 8 o'clock.
On the break.
Yeah.
You're here with Critical Mass.
You just heard
Yes,
from our
yes.
not sponsors. Okay.
Just felt like we were like a jazz station.
Almost.
Welcome back to.
Well, let's talk. Let's talk hate speech. Rockness, you've
here we go.
used the word grass fairy before, have you not?
Have
you not?
Are we on the like?
Have you
Senate, are we on a
used the
Senate panel
word?
right now?
If I had a light to shine at you, I would.
If I'm kicking a soccer ball,
I've thrown the term around in a locker room.
Okay, so it's locker room talk for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
you never
but
played,
have
I'm
you-
guessing.
Have you
soccer
also
when I
played?
was 5.
Have you also played lacrosse, where you also run around on a grass with sticks?
Full contact, hit each other with sticks. It's kind of like
sticks.
hockey, but running.
Lacrosse.
Oh, and when I say you play, I mean when you sat on the bench, but still you
I
were
was-
part of the team.
I was a starter.
Okay, sure. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you a fucking soccer star now?
Oh.
this is about
This is about. Here we go.
you hating on the game of soccer.
I think it's incredibly boring.
Okay. If it were 100 to 90, would you still think it's boring?
Maybe not, because there's actual scoring happening.
Okay, so your issue is the scoring.
It's just they run around in circles for 14 hours straight.
Full speed.
90 minutes.
At full speed.
90 minutes?
Sprinting.
We've
for
had-
90 minutes.
We've had longer podcasts.
Okay. I guess maybe because I don't like it, it feels longer. It's like being at the dentist's office.
Right. How long is a lacrosse game?
Not the same.
Okay. So the issue isn't the length. So let's just throw that argument to the fucking curb.
It's never about the length, it's about the girth.
Okay. Now you have a problem with the amount of scoring. Are there not hockey games that also end in the same amount of scoring?
Yeah, but they're like sliding around, like these beautiful
Close quarters.
Yeah,
it's
there's
brutal.
so much
It's
close.
Billy,
more entertaining because it's
so much
more violent.
blood.
Billy.
Possibly more violent.
Is there
Yes.
sliding?
Yes.
Is there sliding in soccer?
No, I mean
It's
with
illegal,
the
but
skates.
there is. Absolutely.
Actually, it is legal. It's just illegal
But,
to.
the trip or the
Yeah.
when they plunge at him.
The what is it? Slide tackle. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Correct.
Have you played? You haven't actually played the sport with other grown men though, so you wouldn't know how physical it can get.
No, I played when I was 5 with small children, and
Right.
then when I worked at a summer camp, I played when I was in my
With
20s
small
with
children.
small children.
Right.
So-
Okay.
So you really only played on a soccer team once
Correct.
when you were 5.
Right.
Okay, so that just I got a theory. I got
Yeah.
a theory now. So everything that you're always, I hate this, that, unless he's proven, given the right perspective, you always hate it and you've never participated in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is on the cusp. of when you were
Unions,
5,
soccer.
right?
Okay.
Never exposed to it. You just have
Right.
your own idea. You know what? That's a new thing. Fucking, I don't like that. Totally against it.
Right.
Have
Yeah.
no idea
Now,
what it's about.
My father played soccer, I
Posting
believe.
pictures, the gun cultures. I mean, they're huge. There's so much pride in it. You got to go down to the south. I'm like, oh my god!
I
I've seen
know.
museums in people's houses.
That's
Oh, yeah.
Crazy, and they all got like different codes and locks. And like this one here is a Shelly.
Yeah.
doesn't
Because
live with me.
if I'm in the backyard grilling and someone comes into my house and tries to attack
thought
my
we were done
family,
with
I'm
the
going to have
guns.
to circumnavigate around to the front of the house and then
I take
try
this
to,
grilling
try to
fork
get
right here. I press
behind
this
him.
button right there, and these things just shoot out right there. And he's
Yeah,
dead.
then
Right
I
in the
have to
jugular.
figure out the code while I'm freaking out because there's someone in my house. And
Yeah,
anyways,
that shit's cool, man. Fuck yeah.
all right.
soccer is not
right.
only the
know
most
what I mean?
popular sport in the world, Rockness, but it's international league called the Champions League in Europe. One of those regular season matches.
Yeah,
We're talking regular season match.
sure.
Gets more viewership than our Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the Super Bowl is
whole
an
part of the
American
continent.
thing, and it's the second most watched ever. It's only whereas like soccer's all over the world.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Football is just in the U.S.
So,
it's a
an
numbers game.
overwhelming majority of citizens of this earth prefer that sport.
I mean, do you want? Did you bring the medal for Dan? Did you bring in Dan's medal?
This is what it is. He reverts to
Did he shine
Both of you guys
insults.
are looking at me like, right, Billy, right, Billy? Like, no, you tell him. No, you tell him. It's just like, well, Billy, like me and you, I thought we were
Jay, let's talk athletics.
pressure, man.
Well done, well done, Bill.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
Physicality of a lacrosse player, physicality of a soccer player.
Yeah, I'm not currently
Okay.
playing.
You didn't
Jay,
play- you didn't
Jay
play
is a
lacrosse, Jay?
specimen.
No, I played soccer.
Jay
I
is a
played
fucking
both.
beautiful specimen of
He plays
man.
both, and look at him.
Well, I played.
Take
many
your
years
shirt
of
off.
Soccer. Oh my god! And see this fucking. This dead, brother. Oh my god.
So Jay, soccer. Why do we care? Why do I give a shit about soccer?
Jesus, so
Well,
fucking
honestly, I
heartless.
think at this point in your life, it's going to be hard to change your opinion unless, like,
Yeah.
the World Cup's
Fair.
going on.
Not today.
Like, we're out at a
fucking
bar
with.
and the U.S. is playing in the World Cup, and it's like a high-scoring match, and it's in
like, oh,
extra
yeah, yeah,
time,
yeah.
and the bar is going nuts because the U.S. just scored the game-winning goal. Then maybe you'll be a little excited about
Oh,
it.
he's gonna.
but-
You know damn well he's gonna be celebrating with everybody. I knew
but
they
other-
could do it. I knew it.
Everybody shouts.
Okay.
My
Other
God,
than
this
that-
is USA. He's like USA.
So Cohen lime shots.
Come on, everybody.
So Jay brings up the best point so far.
Yeah.
Asshole. So Jay, tell us about your soccer because you played soccer all your life.
Yeah.
So you watch it
Yes, I
and you
do.
play it and Jay has this thing that Dan told me about that I didn't believe about you until I met you and started hanging out with you profusely, and then I realized, oh, okay, this is true.
That
Jay
porno.
becomes good at everything in a very short period. Like you can be like, Jay, I want you to crochet me a stocking, and he would be like, I'll give it a shot. And then he'll have like 15 beautifully
think I'll
perfect
do it up.
stockings.
Like, yeah, I took my time.
He's gonna touch it.
Yeah, exactly. So you're good at pretty much everything that you try to do.
I try to be good at it.
So soccer though, you're very good at it. Is this correct?
Yeah, I just remember it's like 4 years old. My dad comes home from work. He's like, "You and your brother are gonna start playing soccer." So it's like, okay, let's go do it.
Make a movie off of
And
that.
like when you're little, you see all the little kids play soccer. There's a little beehive running around. I was never
Yep.
in the beehive. I was always outside of it, just waiting for the ball to pop out.
I was
Smart.
in the beehive.
And then I would
Smart.
just run with the ball and go and score.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think for kids, if you're not good at something when you're younger, you're going to immediately lose interest in it.
Sure.
But if you're,
Washing.
yeah, you're
For
he's
him,
definitely
for you,
more
yeah.
able to
yeah.
grab hold of it and make it a passion.
Yeah,
while you're younger.
that's true. That's very true.
Absolutely.
The thing about soccer, though, that Dan said to me before, it's like similar with hockey, is it's like organic,
Yeah.
just the flow of the game. And if
There's no trees in the.
it takes patience as a viewer,
No, he
'Cause-
means how the play unfolds.
yeah,
Not,
like free range soccer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Organic. I mean, we're talking about how the whole players move around.
The way they move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the flow of
Absolutely.
the game, and
Oh, that's very poetic to describe it like that.
Yeah,
Nice.
I agree. So what? So where you play now? You play intramural.
yeah, I play in an over 30 men's league.
No shit.
Okay.
Sticking to it.
At
You
the-
played all
Yeah.
high school and recreational.
Yeah,
all that,
college,
right?
high
Since you were
school.
4? What's your position?
I'm a midfielder. I'm
Midfield?
the one that just runs all the time.
He's got the stamina.
I was always defense stopper. Did go
Yeah.
a couple seasons that hurt.
So would
Yeah.
you say in the bedroom you're a midfielder?
Ooh.
You're just never stopping.
I feel like Jay in the
What does that
bedroom is
mean?
probably more of a forward,
He's by.
if you get my drift.
He's in
always,
the middle.
It's just always.
know what I
Actually,
mean?
I feel like Jay's more of the goal. He's on defense in bed. No, I'm just kidding. Stop. Stop with that.
I don't know.
Stop.
Oh, God.
No. Jay, is the game, even with the 30-year-olds and older, is that a physical game?
Of course. Well,
So, like,
I
what-
guess even more so the older you get because
You're not getting any
guys
younger.
tend to lose their balance easier and stuff, and you come in late on the ball, and
Yeah, your timing's a little
yeah,
off.
Get more
Plus-
frustrated. The ego comes out from all
Plus,
your past lives.
You're not as
Right?
as
Yeah.
quick
Still
to
carrying that
heal.
grudge
So
at
like
20.
someone hits you, it fucking hurts a lot more when
Yeah,
you're
it lingers.
34 years old than when you were 24.
definitely.
Now, speaking about getting hurt, I just realized this: all the top paid sports, NFL,
Yeah.
soccer, and basketball. Whenever a player gets hurt, it is so dramatic. They're like they're dying.
Yeah.
They're done. Rolling
that-
around like grown ass athletes. Like these guys train. Everyone's deadlifting 500 pounds off the ground. You know what I mean? Everybody.
Yeah. Well,
that
the
part-
Cry.
first
I have
thing
shin
is
splints.
I know it's an act,
I
but
have
for
shin
whatever
splints.
reason,
That part of the
hockey
game,
does
I
not do that.
really hate that part of the game of soccer.
yeah.
What
I think
part?
that speaks
When
to
they
the culture.
get fouled
Oh,
Right,
and they
yeah.
like
And they
overact.
just throw
Try
them,
and get that card,
They just
try and
throw
get that-
themselves on
trying
the
to get that
ground.
card.
Yeah,
That's
they're
what
rolling
it is.
around.
They're not saying I'm not tough enough to handle this. They're saying, hey, ref, give this guy a fucking card. And if they feel like they can do that, then of course they're going to continue to do that, which is why you started to see it happening a lot more in the NBA as well. They call
It's
it
like
flopping.
a game within
Yeah.
a game.
You know what I mean? You guys,
Almost.
these guys get touched on
Know
the
what I mean?
shoulder, and the whole guy throws his whole body into a spizzy and falls onto the ground, and they expect the ref to give him a technical for it.
It reminds me of the beginning of the Mighty Ducks when Emilio Estevez didn't want to like teach them, so he taught them how to take falls and taught them how to like
Cheat the game.
play up
cheat it. Yeah,
penalties.
Yeah.
And so is Emilio Estevez pretty much the
The genesis, the cause.
the
his fault?
boilerplate for how soccer players act, or
No, I like I said, it's
I was
not-
asking Jay, I wasn't asking you.
Okay, sorry.
No, I don't believe so. I don't
Shut up, Dan.
know if too many players overseas have seen Mighty Ducks or not.
Yeah.
Well, they should, and then they'll know
It's difficult because,
their heritage.
like, when I play, I tend to, if I get hit, I try to stay on my feet the best I can because I want to just keep playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I try to avoid going down as much as I can because it's boring when the game just stops like that.
What's the twofold question? What is the worst injury you've had in soccer? What is the worst injury you've seen in soccer?
I like that.
My worst injury was playing indoor. It was during college, and some guy just jumped into the side of my knee, my left knee, and it dislocated.
What part of his body hit your...
He just came right up with his foot into the side of my knee. I still,
Like-
to this day, I still don't know what he was doing.
Like, jumped up and did a Liu Kang...
Sort of,
bicycle
yeah.
kick?
Yeah, just kicked the side of my
Jesus.
leg, and it was planted, so it just dislocated, and I went down right away. And, yeah, it
Did it
took...
bend in?
Gained 57 pounds. No.
Now,
Yeah.
did you
Coma.
play it up?
He didn't need to.
Yeah.
His knee was
Did he get a
busted.
card? Did he get a card? I'm doing a
don't-
card
No,
motion.
his knee buckled on the inside.
Yeah, I don't know what
Dislocated,
happened.
right?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I wasn't really paying attention to much else besides the pain in my knee.
Yeah.
Something tells me Jay murdered him later that night.
Yeah.
He
He's
just disappeared.
the silent killer.
And would you believe it? You know, he's in the hospital just like half dead. He's like, would you believe it? That guy, he disappeared last night.
No, Jay
His
didn't know.
knee's fine. He popped it in like
All
4
Jay knows is
hours.
that
Jay
he was
just has
on the
a
couch
ambulance, yeah.
getting
He popped it
healthy
in at the
while his
ambulance.
brother, his cousin, and I
Smirking.
did some things. Anyways.
Anyway, so what is the
Have to bleep that.
what's the worst you've seen?
Probably a professional game.
Including in the locker rooms.
What was?
I remember
Billy's
wrestling,
really
and that
interested in
was
the locker room stories.
just wrestling. That was. Man,
You
that
see a
was
lot of dongs.
awful. Yeah.
No, actually, in college, a lot of guys showered with their shorts on. I was one of them. I don't know. It's just kind of.
I was that guy that
We weren't
walked
weren't
in
very open about it.
stark naked.
Cowards.
I would walk in. That's why so many people.
My
That's why so many people know the size of my penis. That's why so many people make jokes about it, because in the locker rooms, I was that guy.
Don't
that
start
was
this
like-
topic right now.
I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm talking about locker rooms and showering.
Don't
No, but
start.
you're bringing up the 9-piece.
I was that guy.
We're always
Don't get me
going to
started.
that.
Completely naked.
He brought it up.
I would just walk right into the fucking locker
Sure,
room.
strut that thing
And
around.
I would get this from the guys.
Asshole.
He's silently saying "what the fuck" to himself while looking very
That was-
absurd.
That was it.
You would
And then-
most definitely walk around the nude. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I walk around the nude in this house.
Absolutely. You're just like, look at this fucking. I'm definitely without a shit of
So
a
we
doubt.
said we wouldn't
Yeah.
talk about it, and here we are.
Yeah, but we're moving on. So
Back to soccer.
back to soccer.
Back to
Sorry,
Jay.
I was just
Jay,
bored. I was just
the
bored with it.
Shut up, Rock.
the worst injury that you've seen. What was it? What did you say?
I think it was a
Professional
guy
game?
playing for Celtic
Yes, I think I know what you're talking about.
with the dreads there.
Yeah,
running,
and
he was running on the sideline with the
his-
ball and there was a slide tackle.
Yeah.
Just live, you saw it?
I saw the replay of it,
Yeah.
but
Oh, so this is on TV.
the guy that slid took his legs out, and you could see his leg break on the lower portion.
His
of
shin essentially
yeah.
snapped.
Excellent.
Kind of like when Dan fell off the roof.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, goddamn. I mean, that sucks.
And
That's
then he
pretty
was
rough.
on his back, and his leg was just like dangling. and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
yeah.
So follow-up question. What about live, in person? What's the worst you've seen?
Probably mine.
Yeah.
Really? You
Yeah.
haven't seen a worse injury like while you were playing of anyone else?
At least you get that medal.
I mean,
That's true.
I've seen people.
Achievement unlocked.
It was the Rhinos goalie ran into the goalpost.
Yes, split
head.
his face open.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I remember. I saw that on
Oh my
TV.
God, what was that guy smoking?
Serious? I
Probably
want
playing
some.
for like 20
That
years
was
of
in
his
Seattle,
life
right?
And runs in the fucking
I think it
goalpost.
was a home game.
Oh, it was a home game?
I think so.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that was
Yeah,
one
it
of
was-
the. It was like a big game, and I think they were televising it.
Andrecki.
Yes,
There's no faking that one.
split his face wide open,
Dead. Coma.
like from
8
here to
years.
here, just like.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's kind of nasty.
Wow. Okay. So, soccer. What?
Then kicker.
Oh, I like what he did there. Soccer. Besides, like, what's a sport that you would say is very similar to soccer? Like, have you played other sports? Would you say soccer was the toughest sport you've played? I mean, you're a sports guy, so like, have you played anything else that was similar to soccer? Or just soccer's just tough?
Broomball.
Yeah, broomball was
Okay,
tough.
real sports.
I've dabbled
That's
in
concur.
everything a little bit, just because I want to be well rounded.
Yes.
Golf
yes.
is extremely difficult
Yeah.
because you can picture that perfect shot, and then as soon as you hit it and you just duff it into the ground.
Man, I'm
And it's just
really
downhill
getting all
from there.
about Jay.
Yeah.
What a stand-up guy.
But
Wow.
So humble, so modest.
He is.
It's great
one
views.
sport I was
yeah,
never
his
into.
voice.
Oh yeah.
I was never into baseball.
Thank you. Me neither.
When
It's
I was
another
little-
sport.
Honest, but hear what he's doing. He's not going, fuck baseball. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Stupid sport. I don't get why anybody would play it.
I don't get it either.
He's
I
not
didn't-
so
yeah.
bombastic as some other hosts.
Yeah.
Soccer or football in Europe. I mean, that unites entire countries. You know what I mean?
It's a
Yes.
big deal out
It's a
there.
big deal. It
Yeah.
makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
What's his face from Colombia? Scored an own goal here in the '94 World Cup. Went
Yeah.
home and got shot.
Escobar,
Got
I
shot
believe
for
that
it.
was his
Own
name.
goal? Did you say own?
An own goal. Like he didn't mean to. It went off his foot.
Yeah, he knocked it in. Like
He
lost a big
knocked it in
game.
his own goal. Yeah, against America, no less. Against the U.S.
Championship is huge.
No, it was a group
Okay.
stage game.
It's like a practice game.
Right, but it was
shot.
during the World Cup,
Okay.
and it was embarrassing. And I believe we won that game.
Yeah.
And so
Sounds kind of familiar.
yeah, he goes back to Colombia after that and fucking gets shot.
Didn't like Saddam cut all the legs off of the Iraqi soccer team for losing a game?
Are you making that up?
No, I
He's a
mean,
therapist.
let me put it this way: I'm not making that up. I feel like I read that somewhere, but I don't know if it's true. That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
The
I've never
rumor
heard
has
of
it is
that.
he sawed
Have
their
you, Jay?
fucking legs off.
That's the first time hearing it for
Yeah.
me, but
See, now I would watch. Like I knew if I
if
knew
those were
that
the
was on the
stakes,
line,
yeah.
yeah, then I'd watch everything like this motherfuckers. All these guys are gonna get their legs cut off.
You would watch them get their limbs sawed off.
I don't know if I want to watch
Did you
that.
ever watch a
but-
beheading? Did you
No,
ever go on the Onion?
No, I
The
no.
dark web? The
No,
deep
I
web?
won't. I will
No,
not
don't even
watch the
touch that
beheadings.
dark web
no,
You got to
But
go to a coffee shop.
Speaking of that,
separate laptop.
speaking of someone that's
For real. Whatever
Speaking of someone
computer you
that's
use,
good
I
at
can
stuff.
have
That
anything
shit
on
pegged.
just that browser. That's
Yeah.
speaking of someone that's good at stuff, I got a J story, an
Oh
old
God.
one.
Sorry. Yes.
I just remembered
A J story.
a J story.
Okay.
It's a story that's about.
I thought
the
that was an
letter J.
anti-Semitic thing you're about to say.
Oh no, we love Jews on this show. We love
In
them.
this story, does Jay have any dialogue?
Yeah.
I'm guessing no.
Yes, it does. We were at
He's a
105.
strong silent type. You know
We
what
were
I
at
mean?
105.
I don't want
Yeah.
to cross check.
There was one other person with us. We were the only three awake, and we were down in the living room at 105. It was me and you, Jay, and there was one other person. I want to say it was Nick. I don't remember who. Anyway,
Pickles?
yeah. So anyway, we're talking, right? We're talking, and I have my laptop out, and we're chatting, and the third person, of whom I can't remember, I think it's Nick because he brought up 2 girls, 1 cup,
Could have been
and
Rob.
I was like,
could have been Rick.
It could have been Rick too,
Definitely
and I'm
was.
like,
I didn't blink once during that video. I
I'm
didn't
like,
blink once.
I can't. Well, I said I
Oh my
wanted
God,
to
Rick.
see it for the sake of seeing it,
Yeah.
but I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet. Jay goes, "Give me a minute," something like that. You were on my lap. You were drunk.
He probably had it saved on his phone.
No, it was on my laptop because
Oh.
it wasn't my phone. And he's like, "Hang on," and we're just like talking and talking and talking. I don't remember how much time went by. It didn't seem like a lot of time. And you were
you
like,
have it written down somewhere.
"You were like, all right, here it is." And I'm just like, I've been scouring the internet for like 3 weeks trying to find this. You found it, and we just sat there, just all of us.
With a straight face. Yeah.
Sometimes Jay's the kind of guy that if he was asked to move a mountain and clearly he couldn't, he would give it his all.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's very true. I will say that. Mountain, 2 girls, 1 cup. Either way. You're gonna,
What do you do, Jay,
do you
what
remember
for,
that?
what do you do for a living?
Groundswork.
Groundswork for
Yeah,
who?
working outside at St. Anne's.
St. Anne's. How do they treat you there?
It's okay.
Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty
Any
awesome.
overtime? Get to work in
In the
weekends?
winter, yeah, in the
You
winter.
plow?
Yeah, yeah.
Plow from? Kind of check just a little western plow, red plow right in the front. Just
Yeah.
Now we're talking man
yeah, we
stuff.
got the
cut
front
in some
mounts.
parking lots.
This is
Yep,
where we tap
sidewalks.
out.
There you go. Well, I'm just saying that
No.
they keep them busy. That's where I was aiming at.
Oh, they
Yeah,
do.
Asking
Yeah.
the right questions without,
Yeah.
do they keep, no, I want to know the details. So, yes.
Jay's going to be running that place someday.
I certainly hope so.
I hope not.
What'd your old man do for work?
Currently he works at Vision Works. He builds.
He retired and then he got a job there,
He-
right?
Well,
Is
he
that what happened?
No.
he did. He worked at the shopping bag.
He's a graphic artist,
a graphic
right?
artist.
Yeah, do you remember the
no
shopping bag, Billy?
Hard worker. That's
Have you
what
ever
I'm aiming
met?
for.
Have you ever
Hard
met their
worker.
father?
No.
He's like a triplet.
Was he at the wedding?
No. He was like a triplet. He's like a triplet. It's terrifying. It's honestly like
He's just
in
an
the-
older version of them, yeah. it's
Yeah,
great.
and just voice. Everything. He's got a perfect mixture of you
Wedding
and your
was
brother's
fun.
voice,
Yeah.
and
Wedding
a
was fun,
perfect
by the way.
mixture
That
of
was-
like
it's a great time.
you and your brother's looks. And I love talking to your dad because he laughs very easily,
Yeah, yeah.
and
He's
it
got
makes me feel good about myself.
Right.
So every time I talk to your dad, I just feel good about me.
Spitting image of his father?
Oh, both.
No,
of them.
no.
I think so.
Well,
More-
I've spent more time with them. I would say that
I'd say more the evil twin.
Jay, yeah, his brother looks more like his
Yeah, he's
dad,
got his
and
mouth.
Jay looks a little bit more like his
You say
mom,
he's
and
got a
also
different
carries
mouth?
the same sort of sentiments
Got
as
a big
well.
old
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah,
Just very soft spoken, quieter. Not an asshole.
yeah,
Plotter. Plotter.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Quietest one in the room.
yeah.
I
Smartest one in the
often
room.
refer to Jay as the good son and Josh as the evil son.
I loved though you guys had that 100 years party.
Mm-hmm.
That was so
Centennial?
they were turning 25 each, and their father was turning 50,
That's cute.
So it's a 100 years party.
and it was it was a lot of fun that night.
I mean, honestly, that shows that you guys have a great bond, and that is
Yeah.
awesome.
Mathematically
definitely
as well, we have a great.
I mean, that's awesome. Just
Yeah.
like I talk about potential and success in many different forms, but right there, exposure to that, having the father that you did, good values, you got a brother, just loving family. That makes. such
But they all
huge
died in a
impact.
house fire last year. But I don't want to
Yesterday.
dwell on it. So
Yesterday, yeah.
I'm sorry.
He,
Sensitive.
No,
he didn't mean to bring it up.
Okay.
Shut up. Bill.
Whatever helps the show.
Oh my God.
what's wrong with us?
Oh God!
We're live on a highway right now recording this. So
Yeah, that's a Harley rider.
That was my stomach.
That was your
Oh,
stomach.
wow.
Holy shit!
all
I
right.
swallowed something
Should we
last
take a
night.
break and then come back and talk about how life sucks?
Yeah, let's take a break. We're gonna come back and talk about life after college and a little before.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back. Enjoy our sponsors.
Touch.
If you're looking for a refinishing, a sealing, and a protection for your cement services, especially your garage, check out Eagle Epoxy at eagleepoxy.us. They can also be found on Facebook at Eagle Epoxy, or their phone number for a free quote, 585-402-4971. Tell them the RocnessMonster sent you for a free quote. Check them out.
All right, welcome back. We got Jay putting his pants back on. You keep 'em on.
Well, yeah, he could keep them
Don't
on.
put your socks back on.
Is it?
I mean, you only have one.
No, he does. It's a technique he uses, Jay, so that you can't run away too easily.
Right. A sequence of words
not
that you
going
were
anywhere.
brainwashed in your head at birth, and I just said them and just, boop,
Yeah.
I'll take off my socks.
Well, one of the greatest reasons we have Jay on the show
Yes.
today, so he's had a very interesting college experience. I'm sure we all have, but Jay's was just filled with ups and downs and circus. You traveled with a circus for a while, and so I just kind of want to hear what your perspective is on it, Jay, and what you got out of it, and what life is like pre-college, after college. What's the hangover like?
And while you're listening, think about your experience too.
No, don't.
While we talk about ours.
Don't.
Please.
And don't tell our listeners what to do. Ask them
I
nicely.
tell every single one of them what to do.
Okay.
Okay. Jay, please tell
Well,
us.
I guess we can start senior year high school. You know,
Sure.
Do
when-
some like memory music right now. No, I mean with the
Oh,
post.
I
Fucking
thought
idiot.
I was gonna sing.
It's senior year.
It was senior year.
No, and you just you remember your counselors and teachers always telling you, okay, time to get ready for college.
Yeah.
get those colleges lined up, get online, start looking.
Fill out the financial forms.
Yeah, get as much information as you
Yep.
can.
Yeah, pushing you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
And-
everyone's like, "Fuck that."
Because of course you're
That
going.
helped.
Yeah,
Right.
there's no other option.
You have to.
Yeah.
Losers don't go to college. Do you want to be a loser?
Do you
No,
want to
the
work at?
intentions were always, just, but just the way they came about it.
Yeah.
You have to go. You're gonna.
So you follow their instructions, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I was a bit naive about it. I just go to the library, I jump on the computer, and then just get on the internet. College search.
Yeah.
They had the
Okay.
internet back then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, what am I looking for? What do I want to do with the rest of my life?
Yeah, at 18.
Yeah,
At 18.
no,
what do I-
no pressure.
Let me just make the most important decision here.
Ever.
So, I guess just tying into the last subject we were talking about with soccer,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say guns. You.
No.
I tried to kill myself.
like I was
You
wrapped
let
up.
Soccer kind of guide you.
I was wrapped up so deep in soccer, I just kind of followed.
What college do I
That.
want to play soccer for?
Well, yeah, I had a coach I played with since I was 12, and he was coaching at MCC, so I just knew right away, okay, I'm going to go to MCC because that's where I'm going to play soccer.
Right.
And that came before college, which was my mistake
Yep.
right there. Because, I mean, unless you're going to go to school to play sports and you know that that's going to carry you into the next phase of your life, like a football player or something who's just going to make millions of dollars.
Did you have high hopes to go pro?
At one point in my life, I remember I was like 15 years old, and I had a coach who was a professional, an ex-professional, and he told my parents, I think your son is good enough to play professional soccer.
At 15.
And yeah, and
Sophomore year?
my parents didn't tell me this for a while. And because I remember them talking to my coach, and I'm like, what was he saying to you? Like, oh, no, don't worry about it. Because they didn't want to tell me because they didn't want it to go to my head.
Right, exactly. I
'Cause
was just
then-
about to say that was kind of a
Yeah,
good
because
move.
I
Good
hear
move,
that.
Dad.
I hear that, then my work ethic might change because I might just think, okay, I got it in the bag. Like, it doesn't matter what I do from here. I'm just gonna play soccer.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome that you noticed like exactly that. Exactly how you explained it. That's exactly how you interpret all that. That's great.
Yeah, he's had some time to think about it for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good point. Good point.
So
So what happened from there?
yeah, I go to MCC, play soccer, obviously, get through my classes, I graduate, and then it's on to the 4-year school. And
Cue the dramatic music.
Dun, 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 oh, not
obviously,
singing.
I'm going through all this with my brother, and we're kind of doing it together.
Your
so.
twin brother.
Yeah, so we know Dan's away at a 4-year school, so we look into that one, and we think hey, that'd be pretty fun. We'll go to college with our best friend.
I was just
Yeah,
like,
damn.
guys,
Look at that. Like,
don't look anywhere else. Just come here.
Yeah.
They're like, all right.
Dan blushed.
This fucking guy.
I was like, just get
Dan's
over here.
blushing right now.
I
She's
know.
in-
He said
And you know
best
what?
friend.
That-
You know
you
what?
just
The
made
main
his
reason
year. He's been
for me
miserable all
wanting them to
year.
come to
Exactly,
school
yeah.
there and spend thousands of dollars was so that they could join my intramural team and we could win the fucking championship.
You
Oh,
did.
that story, yeah, that story is yet to come.
I mean, also they could get a great education out of it, but you
Sure,
know.
that's part of it.
Sure, at Potsdam, where there's one stoplight, and
Population 500.
yeah,
Right.
It's,
sure.
it's surrounded.
Amish?
It's surrounded by really good schools.
Yeah.
I mean, we would often go to St. Lawrence and run through the library.
Yeah.
'Cause they had
that
a
was so
mile
much
radius.
fun.
They had the
There's good
crank.
schools.
They had the crank
right.
bookshelves.
Another
The bookshelves that you would crank close and
You know,
open.
the stacks
Yep.
that you would have to,
we
yeah.
had those
So,
at my school.
Yeah, we would send each other through to try and make it from one side to the other before they got squished.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We're fucking idiots.
Are you talking about the tall bookshelves?
Yeah, the tall
that's what
bookshelf
they
that you
do.
have to crank shut
I've
because
only
it
seen
wasn't
them in
enough room.
movies, man. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are cool. Those are cool.
Me and Rob went to visit Mario. Rob went at Cornell.
Yeah.
And that was a fun day. And
I didn't know you went to Cornell.
yeah, my brother, yeah. And we went to go visit him, and Rob was the only one that was like, I'll go. I was like,
No shit.
I was like, hell yeah, dude,
He was
let's go.
always down.
Oh yeah,
Always down.
So of course, we had roadies all the way down, and those stacks reminds me because Mario he would press the button because they were electronic, and the stacks would right,
Yeah.
and Rob's face. Get the fuck out of here!
Right.
Get the fuck! I only
Yeah.
seen that in the movies.
Yeah,
That's
like,
why
this is
what you
sick.
just said. Thought,
Right,
yeah.
no, totally.
Rob is
Oh
like,
my God.
I just mind you, Rob and I have thermoses. We're walking around campus full of beer. As Mario's like showing us the school, Rob and I are just show us something else.
Yes, you're a degenerate. So, Jay,
Yeah.
in college, I'm not going to ask if you have any regrets. I think we all do, even though we
STDs.
pretend like we don't. We've touched on this before. But you're in college, okay? You're having the time of your life. It's, September,
away from-
October, November.
Away from home.
That first time away from home. How awesome was that semester?
It was pretty perfect.
Yeah.
Everything was just kind of falling into place, You're rooming with your best friends. You've got all the freedom in the world. You have a card that will just get you food and drinks.
Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah.
Simple life. And there was options for
Oh,
food,
yeah.
wasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Good food, too. Potsdam actually got, awarded for how good their food was.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the bar is set pretty low when it
The
comes to
committee,
colleges.
the
but
committee that
sure.
awarded that was like 3 people.
Yes. Food was
A
good.
dog was one of them.
The pasta
Yeah.
was fine.
A dog was one of the
Sparky.
judges, but he had a very good palate.
So anyway,
Mr. Sprinkle's shitting in the corner. You gotta wait till he gets back to make a vote.
Our nuggets were the
Mr.
best.
Sprinkles!
At what point, though, Jay, did you say to yourself, what am I doing here?
Probably my second year there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you come in the first year, you declare your major, which I just blindly followed Josh into because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was
Right.
like,
graphic arts,
okay,
right?
studio art.
Yeah, there.
Let's go. Let's take a shot at
Did you
it.
excel at it?
I didn't because I found the majority of it boring, just like art history classes and stuff.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you're sitting there in the dark, just going through slideshows, looking at different works of art, and you just want to fall asleep. And it just,
Well, you're not an art student until you've fallen asleep in your
Yeah.
art history course.
Did you ever go below a B in the class? Or a 3.0
I had-
or whatever?
fall
There we go.
semester of my second year, I got a 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. I like
Been
the
there.
little
Been
wild
there.
side
Yeah,
of
little
Jane.
honesty
Thank God.
there.
There we go. I like
Yeah.
it.
I just lost interest in everything that I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was probably a mistake coming here.
Can I just tell a little
that.
story about Jay,
It's
though?
heavy. Pressure.
Please.
Jay's first semester at a 4-year college, which is really more like his second and a half year, but it was his first semester away at an away school, and he takes things very seriously. And I don't mean to heart, but I just mean like if he goes into something, he's going to go in it all the way. And so when he shows up to class, he shows up in dress pants, a dress shirt, and a tie.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It was like a weird thing I
Every
did.
class?
It was a couple of. It was.
Weird thing.
It's
Style?
easily the first month, wouldn't you say, Jay?
Yeah. I don't know what inspired
This was the
Everything
impression he
but
was
a
trying.
jacket every day class the first month.
Yeah, I even had
Dude, no, that's fucking.
I even had
Right?
a tie
like
on.
that.
He had a tie. He didn't have the suit jacket
Were you seeing somebody
per se,
at the
but
time
did you
through
have
college?
did you have a briefcase?
Did you have a girlfriend?
No girlfriend, no.
Okay, so
You didn't have a
solo
briefcase
dolo.
though, did you, Jay?
No, I
No.
just had a book bag.
Yeah, it was a book bag. So he looked like one of those people, like a Mormon selling books door to door. That's what he looked like.
That's
You
kind
know what
of,
I was
I
wearing
see you
to
wearing
class
dark
every day?
colors. Dark colors.
You're looking at
dark
it.
blue, black
You're looking at
slacks,
it.
and a dark maroon tie. Just walking in. Just walking in. You're
No,
quiet,
it was
honest.
standard
Mystery
white
to the
shirt, black
girls, That's
tie.
what I'm saying. I'm talking like attracting this stuff. It's just like the girls
Yeah.
there just be like, who the fuck? He doesn't say a word.
He certainly got
know anything about
attention
him.
from the females for
That's
it,
a nice watch.
but it wasn't like
Oh yeah.
Jay wasn't the kind of guy to go out drinking at the bar and bring home
No,
women.
right, I totally-
He's
oh, yeah.
he's a nice boy. He
He's such a nice boy.
Humble as fuck. You've got to be one of the most humble people I've met. in-
So yeah,
in a long
college-
time.
like that.
I feel like I agree with you, Jay. It's one of those places that you can go into it knowing what you want to do and come out on the other end perfectly prepared
Yeah.
and ready to go. Or you can go into it. If you hesitate even a little bit, you're getting sucked into that whirlpool and you're getting spit out.
It's a very confusing place for
Yeah.
people like that.
I've changed my major 4 times. Oh, really? Because it sounds like you just don't want to leave college. Like, you've met those people.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yes, I have. I'm one of them.
you get that 0, Jay, which is not to say that you weren't smart enough for it. Your heart wasn't in it anymore, obviously.
Yeah, I wasn't applying myself.
Yeah. And is that you left right after that, right? You're like, obviously this isn't working out.
No, I stayed one more semester to just try and
Oh.
give it one last shot, take
Right,
some
right.
random classes that maybe will spark some interest.
Okay.
And then after that, I left.
Okay. So that there was no interest to be sparked.
No, and I mean, to this day, I still don't really know what I want to do. But
Yeah.
I like looking back and like reflecting back on like the whole high school thing, like just feeling like the only option was college.
I totally.
Like it was like a trap. And it's like, and you hear about the
It
kids
is.
going to BOCES, taking those classes,
Yep.
and you're like
Why
everybody
didn't I
makes
do that?
everybody makes fun of the BOCES kids, but like they're learning trades.
Yeah.
Moco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Same-
they're going to go
same-
out into the
totally.
world.
They're
They're going to get a
triple what I
job.
make.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with
Absolutely.
that.
Nothing at all,
Yeah.
dude. I'm 100% with you because we would always make fun of the fucking Moco kids.
Oh,
Are
no,
going.
yeah.
I'm so
But-
for those. I'm so for that.
Yeah.
But
so for
and
it.
so am I now. You know what I mean? And looking back on it, I'm like, why the fuck?
Yeah, like I was gonna be a lawyer. Give me a fucking break.
Well,
Well,
You know what I mean?
A lot of the trade schools nowadays, it's like father to son type of thing. Like
Yeah.
they'll teach, it should be taught much more because a lot of people are, technology more, different jobs, different fields. People are attracted to different things, so it kind of pulls all the people. I mean, we only had so many sections, categories of type of work, and
Right.
nowadays, from the 1920s
yeah.
to this day and age. We've
Yeah.
got, oh my God, there's like fucking 40 more subgenres. And,
Yeah,
Exactly.
I feel like the
Exactly. Well,
Say
those
promote that.
4-year
We gotta teach those
schools
people.
and the
Yeah.
kind of schools we're talking about
Yeah.
with Jay here is that back in the day, to use a specific term, there were more jobs at the median level where a 4-year degree would really help you to achieve, right? And now I feel like really the only role of colleges at the 4-year and master's level are really just there to get you into like being a doctor or a lawyer,
exactly.
something that's very lucrative.
Which gets to my point regarding college.
Yeah.
Which I feel at this point, college is a complete and utter waste of money, unless there's a caveat to
Right.
that.
Let's see
Unless you're going into a specialized field. For instance, my brother went to college to be a lawyer. What is he right now?
A lawyer.
He's a lawyer.
And a pimp.
If you go to college to be a doctor, go and you leave a
Right.
fucking doctor.
Okay.
You go to college to be a teacher.
You leave and
go
be a
you be
teacher.
a teacher.
Right.
That's,
Right.
that's the
Okay,
point I'm
so-
making. So liberal arts.
Specialized. You're right.
And
That's a good way to
all
put it.
this other
Specialized.
shit-
Yeah.
all this other
Anxiety.
shit, it's a complete waste of fucking money as far as I'm concerned. I went
Yeah.
for psychology.
Yeah, like that. You
Like
would
Lance.
need to pair that with
Yeah,
something
but
else.
Lance did something. Lance is not
Lance did
part,
it right,
but
he
he's
got
not,
the masters. Everybody, I think. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Let me
No,
just
go
take
ahead.
this over.
Please, go ahead.
I got a big deal about this. I mean, like in the beginning, I was all about it. I read this one book a long time ago. It was like my third book ever in my life, and it was like 12 years ago, 16 years ago, maybe. I don't know. And what it talked about was, how our generation, all of our parents are like, what? We're talking about, you got to go to college, get a job, go to college,
Right.
just shoving it down because their intentions were good.
Right,
right,
of course.
but-
Absolutely.
That was the idea, and they wanted the best, for their kids. So
Right.
they just were hard on it.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
this author was explaining how, there's a lot more jobs that require more of a creative trait, a natural born tradesman. I mean, just like I did 3 months of college. I did a month at MCC, 2 months at MCC, and then a month in Orlando, Florida at Full Sail.
You're describing that like a prisoner would describe which prisons they were in. I did a month in state and then
No,
3
I don't
months in the
regret any of
federal.
that. I was with Jay. I had no idea. I had no
Yeah.
idea
Yeah,
what I was
yeah.
going to do, right? But I was always against it. I was like, yeah, it makes a point. It's just like, fuck it. College is a waste. College is a waste.
Yep,
But
yep.
until I went through everything that I have the past, 3-4 years, gave me a whole different perspective. And then watching our friend Lance
Yep.
get his master's,
Yep.
I was
Yep.
like, dude, you're still living in your studio at your mom's.
Yep.
This
Right,
is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, look at you.
And
Thank God I didn't do it. But look at him now.
Exactly. But he's
He
not.
went through a all right, so here's my next point on all this. So now I'm for it.
Yeah.
But the reason why I'm for it is because it's the first stepping stone.
Yeah.
It gives you a base. We've always been in a rush. I mean, like, I am one to talk, man. Oh my God, like, I want $10 million tomorrow.
yeah.
Right.
What I don't understand is that I got to control my patience, because patience to if you want to do something like that, oh my God, you gotta be like Jay, silent killer.
Calm and
Man,
This
collected.
guy, oh my God, he's
Yep.
scaring me. I'm sweating.
The gears are turning in
Over
his
here, I'm just
head.
like,
You
I
just
cannot.
can't
I
see
gotta
it.
watch what I say because I don't want to make the list.
What happened to Billy?
But
I don't know,
I
I
mean,
haven't
all
seen
that.
him.
It's like the whole job. It's the first stepping stone. You need to create that first. Just because you did that. How long is this master's? 6 years?
No,
6
masters
years?
is like 2 to 3
Well,
After a bachelor.
after a bachelor.
Okay, so like 7
Yeah.
years to get a
total.
master's.
Total.
Depends.
It's typically 2 years. You can do it in less though.
All right, let's call it 8. And you
Let's-
start when you're 18. So if you hammer it all out, some people take those breaks, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't know about you. When I rip off a Band-Aid, I fucking
Usually
rip
people
it
get
like
their.
I'm trying to pull
It's
out
a going
leash.
straight through. People
You know what I
typically
mean?
get their masters by 25, 26.
Well, my
It's like going
point,
straight
you're
through.
26.
Yeah.
When you get your master's,
Yeah.
you're making starter 57 to 72 a year.
Well,
You know,
depending
I'm not
on the
going to
industry,
talk. I'm not
sure.
going to talk Lance's figures, but he got like 5 promotions in
Oh yeah,
2 years.
in 2 years.
And
Well, he flexed one muscle and they fucking freaked out.
They
on
were
it.
just
I
like,
wouldn't feel
Take
bad.
it.
I
Take
wouldn't
whatever
feel
you
bad
want.
if I manipulated Lance into buying me a ticket.
yeah,
So
there you
he's
go.
like, listen,
Yeah.
you can do it.
You can
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
You can do
You
it.
got it. I got you next month. I got you next
Absolutely.
month.
Absolutely.
Like all
Well,
that, it gives you income, everything. Then you just plan ahead.
yeah.
That's how you make the move. That was the mistake that I always made, is that whenever I started something, I was like, this is where I don't a job. 9 to 5, huh?
Yeah.
Fucking ego always killed me in my businesses. I'm just telling you what. And that right there, I realized.
Yeah.
You gotta have a full-time job if you're gonna do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you need to protect
Absolutely.
your shelter,
Yep.
your food, your family, everything else. You need to make sure your
Full-time
life
job
is in
isn't
order
enough.
so you can
Not anymore.
be sane.
Well, it can be
insane.
enough. And I'm with you, Bill. And it's funny you say a lot of things that I definitely vibe with in terms of college. My experience was very different, because I was the first in my entire family to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a lot of pressure?
You wouldn't believe. I mean, I'm the son of an immigrant. My father's an immigrant. Y'all met him.
So you're first gen.
Yeah, I'm first generation. My father, off the boat, father's a very smart man, but he never went to college here in the States. He did like a schooling in Italy. You're done in Italy with high school at like 14.
Wow.
And he immigrated here. You go to like it's a different structure there, the way their school structure
Right,
is. By
sure.
the time he came to Rochester, he was 16, and he was learning things in high school that he. You come to America, you're at 16, you're going to 10th, 11th grade.
Right.
He's like, I know all this shit you're teaching me already. So what did he do? He got into trouble.
Got all the bitches?
My mom, he drove the fast cars.
Right.
He was all about the fights.
He played.
He was all about the leather jackets and the
Fucking
sharks,
Paisan,
the
Paisan.
sharks versus the
Do,
Jets.
do not tell me that he listened
that
to rock
Italian
and roll.
guy with the car and the greasy hair.
Exactly. He had a Fiat. You know what I mean? Like he
That
was.
Fiat's all the way back there?
Oh yeah, he was just like all about it, And then you got my mom. My mom, who grew up in this house that we're in currently, her parents, who were immigrants, okay, gave her 2 options: marriage or the nunnery.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "Well, I want to go to college." And they're like, because my mom is a very smart lady. She's terrifying. She's a terrifying woman, but not in a bad way.
She's not bad.
Most of the time. But no, my mom's a powerful, scary woman, and she's very, very smart. And she wanted to go to college, and my grandmother and my grandfather are like, well, this fucking marriage or the nunnery. Then my mom meets my dad, right, in high school, and they're like, oh, it's a good Italian boy, and this is your life now. And then, what was it, 5 years later, I'm born, and that's it.
So she was hooked when she met your dad.
Exactly.
Would you say so?
I would say so, yes. So,
Can you see where I'm going with that?
but
one?
like...
I kind of want to know something.
When did this become a biography?
No,
in your
so
life?
this gets into college.
Next on 60
They
Minutes.
never went to college. So for me, when I was doing, and as Jay was saying, gotta go to college, the counselors, this and that. Then I go home and I talk to my mom, and it's like, you gotta go to college. You're the first one in our family.
Yeah,
You're the
even
first
less
one
of
in
an
our
option
family.
for you.
Pressure much?
Exactly. So I played the
Wait, time out. What? What, Billy?
You guys have coffee mugs?
What? Did you fucking not know that?
CriticalMass.
Our
coffee mugs
our
are-
lawyer sent those to
our
us.
show's
lawyer.
lawyer. Yeah,
Yeah.
as a gift.
Anyways.
I can't tell if you guys are fucking with me or not.
No, our show's lawyer. My brother's our show's lawyer. He sent those to us.
That makes sense.
There you
All
go.
right, yeah, okay.
So
I
we're
just
not-
like to say our lawyer.
Exactly.
Now the story makes sense
there-
why you guys have a...
He's taking
Logo on
over.
a fucking mug,
He's
right?
our attorney.
Like, you guys got merch? I'm just like, where are my royalties?
Well,
Yeah, I
let's
know.
get some
Can we-
merch.
We got to talk numbers, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do at some point. Because I actually do have some people that actually ask for some merch. I'm not even kidding. That's not a joke. But anyway, let's move on. So
It's a joke. It's not real.
No,
Wait,
that's
go
actually
ahead.
true.
No.
So
1,000 orders.
I'm. I wish it's like 3, but it's still someone. Anyway, so for me it was huge. You got to go to school. You got to go to school. You got to go to school. And I played lacrosse. Oh, I'm sorry, Dan. Am I keeping you awake?
Dude, I feel so bad. Start all over again.
That's not going to happen.
Ugh, please don't.
Welcome to Critical Mass.
Right? So I get in. I go to 4. I apply for 4 schools, all private schools, all like religious schools, because they give the most in grants. My family couldn't afford to send me to school.
Right.
So
Strategy.
I also played lacrosse. And, Niagara was like, hey, this kid plays lacrosse. He's a starter. I was a starter for a town team. It wasn't even a high school because we didn't have a high school. The only high school team that was in existence was Odyssey.
That's right.
Then there was this, like, hodgepodge Greece team.
See what you did there? Spell your word.
There you go, yeah. Hodgepodge. That, like, and it's like being the best player on the worst team ever. But in my ego told me how awesome I was.
Right.
When really it was whatever. And then I get to Niagara to
Totally
realize
totally reasonable.
Yeah. Then I get to Niagara to realize it's on the verge of a club team. In fact, it was turning into a club team because no one gave a shit anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm going there. I got all these grants. I got these guys. I still got to pay some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm going to lacrosse. I'm going to these. We're playing these tournaments. We're playing these games, and I'm like, we're either being announced as
That's a rule? Holy shit.
we're either being announced as a D3 team, or we're being announced as a club team.
Okay.
Like we're just, you know what I mean? Like we're just like, and I'm just like, what are we?
I don't even know there was something lower than D3.
Yeah, club.
But that's what you guys are.
Exactly. Okay. And then now you got me as a starter on there, and I'm going in there being like, I'm a fucking freshman starter.
Yeah, I got this.
To go there to go, these guys are fucking terrible. This is awful. Like, what is this? This isn't even lacrosse. So I stopped playing that. I had a girl at the time.
Time out. So to be clear, you're saying you were so good,
right?
That you stopped playing.
No, not at all.
That's just what I'm hearing.
What what you should be hearing is that the team actually stopped being a fucking team entirely. They were transitioning
to plot shit.
They're transitioning to club lacrosse. The people that had come to play on the team were not very pleased with this. You get practices where half the team would show up.
Okay.
This is what I'm trying to say. I
see.
got to a point where I'm like, I don't even want to fucking do this. Why am I bothering? Why do I go to the gym and run? For what?
All right, just
because if they're not taking it seriously, why should you?
Why should I? Exactly.
And the team that you came from, the town team, that you
Yeah.
were clearly the best. The rest of the players must have been like amputees.
When I look at you, and especially a younger version of you, I think this guy is
you were in
definitely
a
the
wheelchair
best
league
at any sport.
in your town.
No,
and there was some mishap on a paper. Someone mixed papers up. He's like, oh no, he's on the town. No, it's really good.
There were plenty of talented players on the team, but what I'm trying to say is that it was like a town team. It wasn't actually a high school. So there are people on the team. Again, I wasn't good. I was just had this overinflated ego.
For sure.
That I was
still
so
to
good
this day.
Sure.
Because of whom I was playing with, and there were other talented people on the team as well. I wasn't the only one. I'm not going to sit here and be like I was the only good player on the team. But what I'm saying is that I'm looking at the people next to me. I'm thinking this is what every team is like. Oh, well, duh. Obviously, I'm really fucking good at this.
So this town league would go up against all the other high school leagues?
Yeah, we get our asses blown out. But I would have the most goals as a defensive player.
In the season, you would have the most goals out of all the players.
In a game.
Other players.
In a game, yes.
I think we need to go to the library and get out the microfiche.
Please do. And we'll be lucky if it's even in there. The point I'm making is that we would lose a game 57-10, and 5 of those goals were mine. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I get it.
That's what I'm trying to say. So that's, I go there, and then there's a disappointment, and I'm dating a girl at the time, a girl I thought I was going to marry and spend the rest of my life with. When the whole lacrosse thing petered out, I was like, I want to transfer to go to school with her because I want to be closer to her.
Yeah.
So I transferred to that school. We end up breaking up.
Not good.
Not good at all.
You walked in on a gangbang.
She ends up with another guy.
Totally. 4 dudes.
She ends up with another guy. She has to.
That's a better
and
image.
I start majoring in drugs and alcohol.
Right.
Like just
in depression.
Recreationally?
Yes, professionally.
That was clever. That was witty.
So I started majoring in that, and then I got to a point where I wasn't going to class anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything anymore. I realized I was wasting my parents' money and time, and I just made that phone call. I still remember that phone call to this day where I called my mom. I said, "Mom, I'm coming home after this semester." She's like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" I'm like, I'll go to MCC. I'm not doing well here, and I shouldn't be here." I realized in my mind that if I was to stay there any longer, I was going to die.
Okay.
Like, that's not a joke. Like, I had made peace with myself that I was going to die.
That's a courage.
If I stayed there. So
Stay motivated. Yeah.
yeah, thanks. So I go
I
to
was being
MCC,
genuine, but
right?
that sounded pretty funny.
It's great.
Fuck you, Rod.
Exactly. So MCC, then I dropped out to work, then back to MCC, then I dropped out to work, then back to MCC again, then I dropped out to work, and then I've just been working since. So I guess, like, my college experience, very different.
Was long-winded. Yeah, cool.
He's such a fucking cunt. Honestly, he's a cunt.
Oh man.
Well, the episode is now 4 hours long. All of our wives have left us
Not even
for
close.
other men. But
married.
Jay,
Yeah.
overall, how do you feel about your college experience? Let's say you had a 14-year-old kid right now. What would you tell him or her?
Ooh, good.
Well, I mean, I think about working at the Y and working with the teens and summer camp and stuff.
Yeah.
I would bring this up a lot to them. I would always tell them two things. Number one, and I got this from Keith Buckley every time I die,
Okay.
don't take yourself too serious.
Yeah.
But the way he put it was more so, people who take themselves too serious don't realize how stupid they look,
Yeah.
which is pretty true if you think about it. If you think about someone taking themselves too serious, they just look
They
like
always
an
look
idiot.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right, Jay.
So yeah, don't take
Very
yourself
true.
too serious. And then I told them, if you're going to go to college, make sure you know what you want to go there for. Don't just go there because you think you have to go.
Exactly.
And I always tried to drill that into their head because the opposite was drilled into my head.
Right.
Like, you have to go to college. There's no other choice.
Yeah, if you want to go to college because you actually have a passion for something
Yeah.
and you know what you're going to do, I'm all for it.
Yeah, then it's easier
But
to
if you're
navigate your way
ever
through.
like just a little bit hesitant or thinking like, I don't know if this is really it, do not go. Do not pass go and collect $200.
Yeah, because it's just like Rocco said, you're just entering instant debt.
Yeah, instant debt and in a world where you can literally just get into a lot of trouble very easily with other people's money, essentially. So yeah, I agree, Jay, and I guess we'll take one quick break and then we'll come back with some fuck yous and hello goodbyes.
Let's come back. We'll conclude.
Touch it a little bit.
We'll conclude. We'll get in our fuck yous and we'll get out.
Okay, bye.
Love it. We'll be right back.
All right.
Critical Mass can now be found at the 8o'clockstop.com. That's the 8o'clockstop.com. We're there with the Hypothetically Speaking podcast as well as 3 Dicks Picks podcast. Check us out there. That's the 8o'clockstop.com because everything starts at 8 o'clock.
Okay, coming to you live from the mountaintop of bullshit. We are back, and you've just heard from our glorious sponsors, who have yet to pay us.
Damn.
But
That's okay because we want their success.
Yeah.
And when they become successful, they will begin paying us.
I'm just saying I'm 3 months behind on my yacht payment. And if I don't get some sort of
I
compensation...
told you not to buy the yacht, and you
I
didn't
can't believe
listen.
you leased it.
Then why did you
bought it cash.
co-sign it with me?
Thank you. Yeah, because
Pay cash.
I wasn't going to co-sign.
The decal for Critical Mass alone was like $2,000 to put on the side of it.
Who's an idiot for doing that?
Anyways.
It's just sitting in the marina.
So we're here with Jay, short for Jose, and he's talked to us about his college experiences, life experiences, but I think he had a question for us. Jay?
Yeah, kind of round it out.
Yeah, I just forgot there. We've all heard this question at least once in our life. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Gay porn star. Oh, you were serious.
Yes.
What did I want to be? I don't know. I guess in college I thought that you got a degree in photography and then went to the photography store, handed them your resume, and got a good job. Honestly, it was something like that. I mean, I'm from Rochester. I figured Kodak would have some sort of use for me. And it was right at the time when Kodak was literally shitting the bed. And there really is no such thing as a photography building or store or anything. And that all that shit's just freelance. So having a degree in it is pretty much useless.
Absolutely.
So and that you learn that the hard way. And,
Yes, you do.
I'm sure you took something from that though.
Of course, and I'm taking photographs of friends' weddings and then deleting all the pictures on purpose because of how sad it makes me.
That's awesome.
You don't store them at all.
By the way, we got to talk. Rockness, did you have any dreams?
Yeah. What I wanted to be when I grew up, I grew up with Beverly Hills Cop. I grew up with Rush Hour.
Uh-huh.
I grew up with those buddy detective comedies.
Well, really, you grew up with Star Wars, but you couldn't ever get into space.
Well,
so.
yeah, Star Wars is not a real thing. So because of watching all those movies, I wanted to be a homicide detective.
Oh.
And I thought by going into psychology and my kind of concentration was criminally insane.
I see.
I wanted to because I'm paranoid and I have a lot of problems and I notice little teeny tiny things and I blow them way out of proportion when they shouldn't be. But being a detective, you're not allowed to believe in coincidence. I believe Jim Gordon said that. He did.
Okay, so you wanted to be a cop.
I wanted to be
fucking pig.
I wanted to be a homicide detective.
Right.
I didn't want to be a beat cop. I thought you just walk in and say, I want to be a homicide detective. I have a psychology degree. Look.
Yeah.
And they're like, here's your gun and your badge.
Yeah.
Get ready to go.
Here's a strappy thing over your shoulder where you put your gun in.
Exactly. Fine suits, nice cars. Looking
like Starsky and Hutch.
Exactly. Looking
It would
for
have never
fucking
been like that.
looking
It
for
would have never been like
murderers
that.
and rapers. That's what I was looking for.
Rapers.
I wanted to
Just
bring
like the other
them-
guys. Just like the other guys.
Exactly. I wanted to
The
bring
Rock
them
and
to
Samuel
justice.
Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
They're on top of the building. You thinking what I'm thinking? Head for the bush. Just like the bush is like a mile away. Like what were they thinking?
That was where my mind was. It
Yeah,
was all about movies. And
I totally respect your dream and want to be, but man, I do not see that whatsoever.
no one did. So
Absolutely.
so what I realized moving forward, Jay, is what I was talking to some people about this is a lot of my life decisions, a lot of things I wanted to do in my life when I grew up came from movies and TV shows that I watched. And what I realized that I really wanted to do was I wanted to get in entertainment, I wanted to make movies, and I wanted to make media that people can enjoy.
Yeah.
So now that's what I want to do. But when I went to college, I was a dumb kid who was like, I'm going to be a homicide detective because that's in the movies.
That's funny.
yeah.
Billy?
So, Bill?
Sure, in hindsight though, thinking about that, I'm sure you learned a lot of good, valuable lessons.
I did. Mostly what I shouldn't be doing with my life.
A lot of
Right.
failures to reflect on.
Right.
Like, well, there had to be a
Oh my
lesson
God.
there.
Well,
somewhere.
especially when you have a younger, far more successful, far more attractive younger brother who's just great at everything. You can look to him and say, "Oh, that's what I should have done."
But is he well endowed?
I don't know. I haven't seen my brother's penis since we were like 7.
Are you both?
It's
got
gotta
to
be genetics.
Do you both you guys have the socks? I know
Yeah.
you have the sock.
We were both
The sock.
We're both
They
ant-
both
ant-
kept their socks.
We're both,
Socked.
we're both anteaters.
They're socked. Yes.
What?
We're both anteaters.
All right.
I mean, unless he had the
fucking awesome.
surgery when he got older, I don't really know.
The fucking FCC's on the phone. Hold on.
Yeah, okay. Bill, what'd you want to be when you grew up?
Man, I remember I played the drums for a long time. I wanted to be a drummer, and then I started training before, Fit Fam and like just around the time like Atkins diet,
Yeah.
before Instagram and all that shit when nobody really was. It was just like I got really big into training.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to be a bodybuilder. And I was like, well, I got a really nice drum set. I got to choose one. I was very conflicted. And then I had that father complex, in all honesty, I talked about before when
Yeah.
a guest showed up.
Yeah, I
guys.
remember.
My father had a huge influence, and I was always trying to gain his, approval. So I was like, all right, so what he expects, I'm going to do this, because that was my priority growing up in my life. And it took me probably like 2 years ago, year and a half ago maybe.
You're a dad pleaser.
Yeah, I'm almost 30. Year and a half ago, I'm just like, what the fuck? And then right perspective, I'm not going to get all pissed off myself. I'm just like, it's a good thing I figured that out now. Because if it took 20 more years, how far back would I have been held?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
you're
yeah.
right.
You know what I mean? So as far as like what I wanted to be when I grow up, I want to be successful. I want some self-achievement. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It could be a lot of money. That would be fucking awesome,
It would solve
But
some
it's just-
problems.
I mean, just like I talked to Lance a lot about, I talked to him about numbers and stuff. He's like, you just want, it's kind of, it's kind of malicious, or it's kind of greedy, it's kind of this or that, you know. Whether or not he says it like that, but I'm just saying, listen, the dollar amounts, they're just numbers. Like, it's like a level of achievement. Because honestly, unless you've ran an operation of your own, where you saw numbers coming in, no matter how big they are, you understand that there's a lot more than just what the person pays you.
Yeah.
Like, it's taken out of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gross expenses. Everything else after that. You know, the
It's
profit
easy to
margin is
become
always different.
humble about it if you are surrounded by things that make you happy.
Well, I know that there's a
If you're
couple
not,
handfuls of
it's
people
harder.
throughout my time, you know, running my own stuff that, man, they thought I had roles. It's hilarious. You go run your own business. You shouldn't be broke.
Yeah.
If you're not broke, you're not doing it right, but you're just in the wrong field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to do it up here. People always say, no, there's definitely, you can make money. Sure. You know, I can't.
So you define your success as something that, or what you wanted to be when you grew up, as someone that was successful and happy with
I
it.
mean, success is different for everybody.
Right.
You know, success could be Jay playing soccer for a long. He's still doing it.
Yeah.
You know, he's followed his passion. I'm sure he's got so much knowledge in soccer.
Yeah.
You know,
Simply
some
living a
people-
life that
could be
allows him to
success.
play.
That could be
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
I mean, look at who he's grown up to be. You know, I'm not brown nose. I really respect it today. You know, we've never really gotten a chance to talk. And here you talk about your stuff. And I'm just like, wow, this guy's fucking awesome.
His criminal record has been erased.
Right.
He's allowed
pedophile
within
shit.
100 yards of a school again.
Yes.
I mean, things
That's
are looking
why
up.
isn't here right now.
Yeah, exactly. My
Yeah.
my
It's
child
true.
is
Or
It's a safe play.
bleep that. I think?
Yeah,
bleep
probably
that.
bleep that.
That's okay. No,
Bleep it and don't edit this out.
If I
No.
may,
Touch it.
I like to say, going on what Billy's saying, Jay, you're one of the most unique people I've ever met in my life, and I genuinely love you. Like,
I love you too.
You know what I mean? Like,
Say it.
it's
Tell
just
me you love me.
Stop now before I cry.
I love you too, Billy.
Okay.
no, but
I want a recording of that.
I find that it sounds like he's pissing.
I know,
actually-
it's so funny.
it's great.
That was great.
It's not working.
Just so the listeners know, Bill and I have just been drinking gin and ginger since the show started. I'm
Yeah.
feeling great right
Yeah,
now.
but it's like 7 p.m. So
Somewhere it is.
It's not even fucking.
guys.
Oh, it's just
Should we
afternoon, so now it's okay.
Saturday night was a little hairy. What do you want from
Oh,
me?
my
Start,
God.
Start the morning.
Well,
So-
Jay, you asked us that question,
Yeah.
but I don't think you know what you want to
That's
be when
what
you
I
grow
was
up.
gonna say. Dan,
Do
thank
you?
you.
Just happy.
There you go. There it is.
Just happy.
Every
That's
word
the
he
Jay
says.
Every
answer.
fucking word. He chooses his words.
He
You
does.
realize that?
When he
You realize-
speaks, I feel like a big
Word.
fluffy blanket just wraps me.
Yeah.
You feel like you should listen.
Right.
Say,
Yeah, for
Jay's,
once.
Jay's
I'm like
talking.
this. I'm like,
Shh.
who just texted me? Jay's talks. I'm just like,
I'm gonna read this.
All right, so our
I'm gonna
fuck
read it
yous.
again. I want to go not first.
You want to go not first?
I'll go first.
Oh, Billy will. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I thought about like the first. Like took me an hour. I think our
All right.
shows are longer than an hour. I'm gonna say, listen, I love a good Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I love it. I fell in love with it. I always hated. I grew up as a root beer kid. I could
Okay.
do the root beer challenge all day. 6 white cups. You pour it in. All right, it's got to be upstate shit. A couple local ones, but the more popular local ones. Right, I can do it all the way up to Silver Lake.
I don't know what
Silver
the fuck
Lake
you're
root
talking
beer.
about.
I'm talking about you pour 6 different brands of root beer in white cups. I'm gonna fucking tell you exactly
And
what
you
they
can
are.
guess who's.
That's why I grew up.
Like a taste
Cola?
test.
I'm like, cola?
Okay.
Gross.
Okay.
Until my friends in high school, when we all turned 21, I think I was promoting at the clubs downtown on East for like 3 years.
What a
And,
life.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And then started hanging out with the right kind of people.
Yeah.
My Asian fucking second family, they took me to dim sum. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? They're like, listen, you're walking in the mother country right now. You're the only fucking,
Yeah.
you're the only fucking one of those. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what do you mean? Oh, okay. How many? How many?
How many?
I'm just like,
How many?
I'm just like, damn, but, yo.
You
oh
got
my
to point
God.
at the menu.
So,
Do you want to order?
so cola came in my life from dim sum, and there's so much sodium. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right? So much sodium. And sodium does something to Coca-Cola when it's ice cold in a can. It has to be in a fucking can.
Okay.
Okay? And it's amazing. So it changed my life. So I drink Coke all the fucking time now. In a can. Fuck you to any other Coca-Cola that is not a fucking can. Even the Mexican imported cola
Okay.
that's got sugar cane in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cane sugar, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
order that is. All right? Fuck that.
Fuck it.
Wow.
In a can. In a fucking can. And I strong that is a good fuck you. And
I'm surprised that you
I'm
care
very
so
passionate
much.
about that.
Wow.
Very passionate about that.
Okay.
Ask me in a can. What would you like to drink? I'm just like, Coke or Pepsi? Pepsi. I'll take a fucking water.
So let's say you walk into a place, you see fountain soda. Do you just walk right out?
Unless it's fountain at McDonald's because they put twice the amount of cola syrup in it.
Or Five Guys.
Really?
What did we do at Five Guys? When you and Lance were at Five Guys, what was that we drank?
They got those Coca-Cola machines with like the 3,000
touchscreen?
flavors.
Yeah, the touchscreen ones.
What they made of vanilla in this?
Yeah. What was that root beer we were drinking? It was a specific.
Sure
it was a cream
beer.
soda. It was a.
A&W. Oh, the orange.
It was the orange
soda.
cream soda.
It's like a creamsicle.
Yeah.
Bill was like, so
Okay.
what was
Like
funny?
an orange buddy popsicle. You know what I mean? You bite in the bottom, you get that vanilla and sherbet.
Lance would
Yeah.
go to the machine, and there were two machines. But if Lance would go to a specific machine, Bill would purposely move Lance forcibly to use that machine, and Lance would move the other machine, and you would
For like 5 minutes.
yeah, I'm sitting there.
He's like this.
I'm eating my food. I'm in I can just see it. Like honestly,
From a distance. You can't even hear what we're like.
I'm just watching them fucking.
He's just throwing his hands,
Lance is
arms in there.
And Lance does the whole. All right, dude. All right, dude.
He steps back.
All right,
He
dude.
steps back, and I fill my cup of ice, and I fill it up. I'm like, all right, I'm doing it. I'm like, all right, go ahead. I dump it out, and I fucking cut him off again.
and Lance is just all right, dude. All right, dude. This typical. All right, dude. Kind of way.
Yeah.
Started flexing a little bit.
Yeah, he
Okay,
does
so
that.
fuck you to Coca-Cola
Not in a
outside
can.
of the can.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Rockness?
Yeah, you got to go next.
I gotta go next.
Yeah.
He's still thinking. Look at his face. Look at his face. He doesn't know.
That's exactly what I thought.
The
It was like,
worst-
okay,
this
me.
poor
All
fucking
right,
guy.
The
so
worst thing is I knew it, and then
You idiot.
I was
that's
into him.
You're bullshitting.
And then, no, I'm
And
serious.
you forgot because my story was so good. My story was too long.
Jay.
Let's admit, Dan.
Jay,
that
please,
dragged on.
please.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. My fuck you goes out to people who listen to music on
I
their
got it.
phone without headphones.
Okay.
Okay, to go into that, talk to us about it.
More specifically, there's a guy I work with who does this constantly. It'll be like lunchtime. We're all sitting in the garage trying to eat peacefully.
Oh.
And he will be listening to not just so much music, but they get those vines of videos on Facebook that just
Yeah.
won't stop. He'll just keep watching those over and over without headphones in,
Yeah.
and the sound all the way up on his phone. And we're all in close proximity, and it's just like he has a set of headphones sitting there on his desk.
Oh, wow. That's even
Yeah.
more absurd.
Dick.
It's like, fuck you, dude.
Insensitive.
Yeah.
So insensitive.
Trying to enjoy myself and my peaceful lunch. Put some headphones on.
Well, he's right outside. Let's bring him in.
Jerry. No,
Bill.
damn it. There he is. He's here. Jay.
I have no problem if people do it like in their own space. Like you're in your room, your door's closed, whatever.
Yeah.
You're in
Yeah.
your car, that's fine. But like nobody else wants to hear what you're listening to.
Yeah. If
Exactly.
you're forcing other people, yeah, it's stupid.
It's
Depending on what they're listening to.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's the
Double
caveat.
conundrum. I don't know what you got there.
It
Little double-edged sword.
Definitely. All right, I'll go.
Oh, finally.
Seeds.
What kind?
Seeds. Yesterday, we're out and about. We're looking for, and this is what I remembered it. This is actually what I wanted to talk about. So I didn't just, this isn't off the cuff. Anyway, we're out and about, and she wants an herb garden. She wants an herb garden inside the house, an indoor herb garden.
Okay.
Go to Home Depot.
Is that a euphemism?
No, go to Home Depot. Like we want to do like an herb kit. We want to have like an herb garden within the house.
Kit.
And they're like, well,
Say herb one more time.
herb,
so that I
herb,
understand.
herb.
Quip.
So they go whip. They go to we ask, where's your seeds? And like, oh. They look at you. First of all, they look at you like you're fucking stupid.
Well,
which
Our seeds.
which pisses me off.
Not
I get
our
this.
seeds.
I'm gonna Dan describe the look. So I ask, "Hi, we're just looking for your seeds."
Rocco's making a stupid face. Now he's making a scrunched up, like, what kind of
Looks like he
fucking
has to
question
fart.
is that face?
Yeah, like you're a fucking
He's
idiot, you
constipated.
fucking hairy troll.
We're out of seeds. We're done with seeds for the season.
And you don't fucking know that?
So my response, yeah, but this would be like for an indoor garden for like herbs. Or like an herb, like rose. Let me get some rosemary. Let me get some thyme.
Reasonable, very
I just
reasonable.
want some of your time. Get
Yeah.
it? See what I did there? And they're like, oh, well, we don't have any. Okay, Lowe's. Let's go to Lowe's. From the Home Depot to the Lowe's. We're going to Lowe's. We're walking around to Lowe's. We look for the seeds. No fucking seeds.
No
I
seed
asked
guy.
the lady with the fucking vest on. She's got a vest, so I think she knows.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they only give the vests out to the really
But
good
she's
ones.
actually a homeless lady that had the vest on the side
She's-
of the road.
right.
She's walking,
exactly.
She's kind of shopping.
She's clipping the plants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I look, I say, hey,
With a machete.
excuse me. No, with the clippers.
Oh, I see.
with her teeth.
She's getting there.
gnawing.
I'm like, seeds. 'Cause
Seeds.
I couldn't form a full sentence. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I enjoy doing,
That,
disrespectful.
you know what? Now, I was praising Dan all show.
I
Came
know.
prepared, did all that.
And
I
then-
was 4 minutes late.
and then
right?
this happens.
Bam.
This happens.
Done.
During recording.
Fired.
Let me get wife or mom.
Doesn't matter.
Either
I like
or.
good answer. Good answer.
Good answer.
Good answer. Because you reminds me like, well, you was.
I say to the lady, I say seeds.
Yeah.
Because
Were you
I got
sprinting towards her? Seeds!
seeds. Give me the seeds. Where are your seeds?
Jesus Christ! Turn down those levels, please.
You
So-
literally peeked out everybody else's mic.
Good.
You can mute your mic during that.
And Ryan just screamed.
It'll sound might sound.
Now
normal.
listen to me. I'm drunk.
Yeah.
There's one thing when there's no child here.
Let me see your cup.
When there's no child here.
see
No,
that.
not right now. I'm not drunk now.
No, I'm not gonna fill it up.
Yesterday when we were looking for seeds.
He wants to see
When we were
how-
looking for seeds yesterday, I was drunk.
Jesus Christ with the story.
So I'm like, I look at the lady, I say seeds. She goes, we're out of season. We don't have any. I'm like, herbs, indoor garden. What is
Jesus.
wrong with this place?
Construction
I'm like,
paper
well,
or
we
what?
don't. We don't have any seeds. I said, well, thank you for nothing. I bought this.
What the fuck is that?
It's a bamboo tree. I bought a bamboo tree for
That's
the
not
studio.
an herb.
I bought a bamboo. I wanted to buy bamboo for the studio.
The ambiance.
I named it too.
Oh my god!
I named it Jackie Chan.
You go to the garden factory.
I named
You go to
it
the garden
Jackie Chan.
factory for everything.
We
You don't
went
go
to the
Home Depot
garden
or Lowe's.
factory. They don't have any herbs.
Bullshit.
I'm serious.
They don't have rosemary in
They
a
said
fucking
we're
cup.
closing in 5 minutes. You go look. The seeds are by the restroom. Why are the seeds by the restroom?
So you just said that they had seeds. You said before
they
they
had
didn't have it.
seeds.
But
for
you were there for the
vegetables-
last 5
for
minutes.
vegetables. They didn't have any rosemary. They didn't have any thyme. They didn't have any.
Order seeds online.
They said 5 minutes. There was no time.
Order seeds online. Done. Done. Solved.
yeah.
Right, Jay?
So-
Jay would have Googled that.
I find it really ironic that this long-winded, horrible story was the thing you couldn't remember.
Yeah, seriously, me neither. So
Is this scripted?
no. So we go to Wegmans.
He's winging it.
Go to the Wegmans. They got seedlings.
Fucking ran into Bruce
They got
Willis.
seedlings.
Yeah.
There.
Right.
Okay. So fuck you, Garden Factory, Home Depot, and Lowe's. Some people prefer to have an indoor garden,
Okay.
and you couldn't supply, but you call yourself a home store.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Fuck you and the horse you came in on.
Okay.
That's it. That's my fuck you.
Jesus.
Now that we're nearing a two-parter type of length here,
We're really not. You're just over dramatic.
I'm still stuck on that coming in on a horse.
I don't know. I did. That
You're
came
not
out of
bashing
nowhere.
immigrants. I mean, you're first gen. I'm second gen. You're first gen.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up.
Well,
Okay.
You know, horses.
So my fuck
People that
you
have horses, I don't like them.
to round out the show here
Oh my god, Spella!
is let's say you call in sick to work for whatever reason.
Sure, I do it. As often
Is it
as
hooky
possible.
or an actual? So you're
It,
sick.
no, it's
You're
a, it's
actually
a
sick.
well. Here's my point.
AIDS.
The people that you work
AIDS.
with don't know what it's for, but they know that you've called in sick, and if they see you out and about in town, they
Yep.
should not assume why you're calling in sick.
But they will.
Right, of course they will.
You let her
And
fucking
when
nose-
when they assume what's really going on, they should not then also tell a supervisor. So recently I've had to call in sick for a car trouble issue.
You have a union.
Right. So I call in sick for car trouble, and another carrier sees me walking my dog and then complains to the boss, well, why is he calling in sick if he can walk his dog?
All right, that's fucking
Well,
stupid.
fuck you. Mind your own business. You don't know what's going on in my personal life. Maybe my fucking mom just died. Okay? I'm calling in sick because I can't come into work today, not because I'm physically sick. Okay? So go fuck yourself. and stop assuming things. And second of all, come talk to me if you have a problem with it. Don't
MYOB.
go to the boss.
MYOB.
Why would you go to the boss?
He
Fuck
would go to
you.
the boss because he's got insecurities.
Right.
And a small dick. But yeah.
It was a
both.
female, but yeah.
Damn.
Definitely a small dick.
Yeah.
Rocco always just like, his whole family should die.
So that's my piece. And yeah, great.
No, you're absolutely right, Dan. I
Right?
think that's a supreme fuck you because I've been there before.
Right.
It's so frustrating because it's so uncontrollable because you can't
Right.
control. I mean, some people just don't know.
They don't, and they shouldn't.
They don't
assume.
get it. So that's how I rationalize.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, because Lance, I introduced something to Lance one time, and we were hanging out, and, in front of a lot of fucking people. I didn't want these people to know, like, something. And he just fucking screams it out. And he's like, yo, dude, it's fucking great.
I love that story. Tell that story off the air as soon as we're done.
Oh, please. And I'm just like, fuck. But I'm just like, no.
You can't tell
Normally,
that on the air.
somebody would just be like, you're fucking done. I'm
Yeah.
going to kill you. And I was just like, oh, you didn't know. You just didn't get
He
it.
didn't get it.
If,
Some of those people,
Yeah.
they just have it, come on.
Now,
They
if
just
you
didn't know.
pay-
It's hard to be mad at them.
Yeah, if you pay $4.99 a month for Critical Mass Extreme, you can get that story.
That'd have to be like a 10 grand.
$10,000. Okay.
Well,
So directly to me, there's no split. I'm the only one liable.
No
I'm the only one
splits.
liable.
No splits. So thank you everyone today. Jay, final thought,
Please, close
so
it
we
out.
can close it out.
Touch it.
Well, when people say you never want to meet your favorite idol or celebrity,
yeah. I know where this is going. Yeah.
that's kind of how it felt coming in here today.
Yeah.
God. Damn.
No, I had a great time.
Thank you.
Recap. Watch soccer. Don't watch soccer. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna keep playing and watching.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck you, Rock.
College.
I love this guy.
Not everybody has to go to college.
Yeah.
It's
they
not
don't.
for everybody.
Yeah.
And
And keep your gun in your pants, right?
yeah.
What? No.
I thought that was a
Yeah, and then guns.
pseudo message.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Great. Thank you, Jay.
I just want to say, so happy to have Jay on.
Yeah, I know. He needs to come back. ASAP.
We would love to have Jay back. What do you think, Bill?
That was a lot of fun because we got to talk a lot more.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm not stealing any mic time from you
Yeah.
guys. I'll tell you.
God, look at that. No. Next time it's just going to be the Jay show.
Sure.
We're going to be the guests.
Jay's
should.
going to talk the whole
And
time.
you're going to... We give him homework. He's going to get it done.
Oh,
We'll make him edit
absolutely.
it too. We'll make him do the
Get
whole
it
thing.
done.
He lives
Well,
on a
guys,
USB
I didn't have your key. You weren't home. You weren't answering your phone, so I broke into your house and I rearranged
Yeah.
the basement.
Yeah.
I put in some carpet.
More feng shui.
So here's the structure. I was thinking about kind of how you guys like angle it. And just like so. I mean, I went to I Xeroxed all these. Here you go. And just like here's your pamphlet. Here's your binder.
Here's your pamphlet for the show. Your show
Would not be
pamphlet.
surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. But I want to thank you, Jay, for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent.
Appreciate it. I want to thank our pseudo sponsors.
Yep.
Genesee Beard Company. Check them out. They make your beard feel good. You got the 8o'clockstop.com, 8 o'clock stop with our buddies over at Hypothetically Speaking and 3 Dicks Picks. They're funny as hell. Check them out. If you haven't yet, Greg Rude is an excellent percussionist. He's also on the website. And then we've got our final sponsor, Eagle Epoxy, for your epoxy needs. You have a garage floor that needs to be epoxied. Check them out, our buddy Paul, eagleepoxy.us. Other than that, I had a great time. Dan, Bill, anything?
I'll be able to sleep on it.
I gotta go. See you. Bye.
All right. Thanks, everyone, and have a great rest of your life.
Let's get some cool
All right.
They come from butts.